3, 2, 1.
I got a little buzz going.
There you go.
I mean, but like a manageable buzz. You know what I mean?
All right, here we go.
Manageable buzz.
Okay, let's start the show with this catchy tune.
All right.
I tell you what.
We did it. It's a good intro.
Honestly,
I'm getting the hang of it.
I tell you what, that song, that should just maybe be the show. That's how good it is. It should just be that song.
Over and over again.
Because that song is a jam.
It's the best investment I've made so far. Welcome in.
Absolutely.
I am Keith Pazel. This is my podcast. I'm here with Adam Crocious. As always, we're watching TV. We got political shit. It was a very political, weird. Yeah. It was a weird week, man.
Yes, I tell you, it's...
Even little shit. Like, I had a fucked up. The elevator was fucked up.
Yeah.
She got into it with one of the office people because we used our gym. Got excited early on in the week because we were like, the gym's open. This is fantastic.
At your job?
At the apartment building.
Oh, here?
We have a gym downstairs.
Oh, okay. And then what did you get?
Well, I used it at night. I got to use it because she went to use it on like Monday and someone else came in. So she had to wear her mask, and that cut her exercise in like half.
Okay.
And then I used it late at night. I had a full-on run. I was pumped. I listened to a whole podcast. I ran on the treadmill.
How many miles you run?
I did 2.
I tell you what, dude, seriously, 2 to 2.5 is just fine. It's just, seriously, I mean, I've done a lot of running.
Yeah.
And that gets a good sweat going.
But I noticed that the security guard was going like back and forth. They have other security guards that I've never seen that like patrol the basement and the parking lots.
The guy in the front door, he likes me.
Those are the door guys. I think that's different.
Okay.
Because these guys, they wear shirts that say like security.
Jesus.
So this guy kept going in and out and he was looking at me weird. And the lounge is open too because he was getting snacks out of our vending machine. We have a vending machine in the lounge.
Okay.
So... But he kept looking at me every time he'd walk past the hallway in the gym, and I'm just like, oh, that's weird. And then I started getting, even though I'm 33, you ever get like, where you start feeling like, if there's ghosts or I'm going to be murdered, it's going to happen right now. So I started getting that vibe where like half the lights went off in the gym and I'm trying to exercise with like half the lights and I'm starting to see shadows in the TV and shit. And I'm just like, if you're going to see a poltergeist or any sort of ring type shit, it's going to happen now.
Exactly.
So I jumped off the thing, turned the light on, ran another mile.
Good.
And then fucking went. But then the next day, she goes down and there's a sign that says gym closed. So she writes an email. She emails. And she knows the strong wordage.
Good
she gets into it.
Good for you.
So then the
journalist background. Seriously, good for you.
So then the next day they call her. The lady at the front desk and her have a very tense relationship. 'Cause she always anything that goes wrong, she's quick to be like, what the fuck? We pay this amount a month. We expect things to work.
Yeah.
A lease is technically a contract. Like you're breaking it. So she writes the email like, why is it open some days, some bit like all that shit. So then she's talking on the phone and she starts saying like, well, other buildings have gyms open and we're paying this much every month.
Yeah. Well,
so
exactly. Your rent should be lower by like
should you give us a little discount?
Yeah.
And the lady goes, the lady goes, oh, well, other tenants have asked for that too, but management says no. And she goes, well, I'm so glad to live in a building where they care about their tenants. And the lady goes, after that, I'm just going to say goodbye.
Really?
Yeah.
So now
we're
the attitude
done.
comment.
So now we're done.
Christ.
Like we can't,
Well, good. It made your...
The second I heard that story, I was like, well, I can't go down there for a package ever again.
Yeah. But no, I don't think what you did was out of the realm, out of the continuum of what
We're
should
also
be
moving
done,
soon, too.
When is your lease expire?
Hopefully.
When does your lease expire?
Next month.
Oh, I mean, like in October?
Yeah.
End of October?
Yes.
God, because I tell you what, you got me thinking, Elise. You got me thinking. You're the de facto third, on this. You realize. You said, I think you're right. There's a condo buildings. They take a long time. Apartment buildings take a long time to build. Pre-COVID, all this stuff was done. They're going to be hurting for some money, and they probably are right now. So it's like I'm already thinking about what I think I can go into like one of those luxury ones for like $1,400 a month for like a studio, which is like a pretty good deal. It'll have like a pool and a gym and the whole thing.
Oh, dude, we're looking at a place with a fucking den.
I mean,
ready to do this podcast in a den?
I'm going to probably go further west.
Bearskin rug.
My delivery job, as you know, Keith, I have a part-time job.
You sell drugs.
I work for Pelican
Deliver
Deliveries.
weed. He puts it in his butt. Even though it's legal, he puts it in a little egg, a little Easter egg.
I hide it up my
and he puts it in his ass, and then he farts it at the door like a newspaper guy.
No,
that's what the sound it makes when it hits the door. And they know he's there.
No, for some reason I wanted to go Benny Hill there. But yeah, I've been doing that, and I've been going further west, down like Santa Monica. I might be drawn towards that a little bit,
Dude, Santa Monica is my cousin. I said this as a joke, and you can tell he wants to move to. You ever make like a joke and it reveals someone's true like desires?
Oh, of course.
Like I was hanging out with my cousins, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, Santa Monica, fucking like they make it to where you never have to leave Los Angeles. Like that's the like you could tell that was a on purpose thing of like, we're going to build an airport. Yeah. We got our own little downtown. We have the beach. We have our own cool little street signs. Yeah. Like there's no reason for you to go back into Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And I was kind of just talking about the whiteness of it. And I was like, yeah, you do. You never have to fucking leave.
Yeah.
And my cousin nudged his wife and goes, see? And I was like, oh, he wants to leave Culver City so bad.
Yeah, exactly.
So bad.
Make it in there.
Yeah.
I am so oblivious to title and like status. I think I should be more aware of it. I think at one time I did care about it, and I think just through time I just like, I don't know, I did other things in my life and did pursue what I wanted to do, so I didn't think about that as much. But that I think is in people's minds.
The guide's all fucked up today. It says Maddow's on, but we are clearly on assignment with Richard Engel.
Exactly. It's true. I don't know. Maybe they're messing.
Who cares about Malta? Ruth Bader Ginsburg
no, this
is
is
dead.
An interesting story about a Euro journalist because Malta's mobbed up, so they took this journalist down.
Through her unique approach to storytelling, we're not going to find out what this is because it's not Rachel Maddow.
It's her unique talent. Look at those European rooms, man. They're amazing. Like, look at this. Look at those paintings.
Critiquing his clothes.
Oh, everything's so much grander outside of the world. The United States really is a shithole.
I mean,
like we've made some looks futuristic, but futuristic. If we've seen from the movies, future is garbage. It's graffiti on buildings.
Oh man.
It's steam coming out of things.
Yeah, grates. Yeah, that was a big thing in the '80s. Which, by the way, I think we're gonna watch a movie later today. 200 Cigarettes.
200 Cigarettes.
One of the early '80s.
One of my favorite movies of all times. It's actually from 1999.
Yeah.
But it takes place either from 79 into 80 or from 80 into 81. I think it's 80 into 81. Elvis Costello is massive in this movie.
Yeah. I remember those New Years.
It's in New York.
Being a kid, I was in the 6th grade in 1980. I think it was the story I told you about when Reagan got shot. And Tim Caudell, who was sitting in the front row of my 6th grade class, said, I wish Carter was up there because I would have taken him out. And the teacher just, lit him up. And rightfully so.
Yeah.
And rightfully so.
CNN's doing Ginsburg stuff here.
VMI, the Virginia military. Man, that's a hard... I knew someone who went to school there. Those private military colleges like the Citadel in Florida. I get going to the Naval Academy. I get going to the West Point, all that stuff. Coast Guard is a military academy. But these private military schools, VMI and the Citadel, like you want to do this. Like, damn it. There's certain men that want that.
We'll privatize anything in this country.
Well, no, it wasn't. It's its own. It was, and these are old institutions. These are from like the 19th century. I knew a guy who went to VMI. I think actually Patton went to VMI and then transferred to West Point. I think that's the story behind him.
That's wild that there's private military schools that were like, we can do it better than the actual military.
Or we have our own thing we do. We have our own kind of theories on battle.
That's actually a power move because you start your own military school and they have to kind of doctor you in because otherwise you're just a militia.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, we don't want just rogue fuckers out there. Yeah. So why don't you just become a branch? Well, you can train people with our discretion. Just turn people into killing machines.
Yeah, the whole
that need
wanting to
antidepressants and hate trans people. Oh, a lot of raping and murdering going on at these forts, apparently, too.
Well, these are young men who are in intense situations. They're geeked. They got a million hormones flowing. It's like things like that are going to happen because you're just a savage at that age. I look back on that age as almost like when I was 20, 21, 22 years old, I literally had the bone 80% of the day.
Nice.
80% of the day.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg looks like she knows several pressure points that like she can just poke you.
Well, I think that she's...
And you're done.
I think she's was a very bright woman.
Yeah.
As I'm talking about my bone.
She's dead. She died. So that was the big... So there was an yesterday there was Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death, the earthquake... the other day,
they didn't do this for Scalia. It shows the media is liberal.
I almost laughed at an Australian.
Yeah,
because he told me to watch my attitude. We had a long discussion off mic about how people in LA really don't like anything that's not like, hey man, like you don't have to say like man. It's not like surf talk, but it's very like you have to be cool with everything.
Yeah. And that is all a bullshit ruse.
Unless it's homeless people living on the sidewalk.
It is a ruse.
Then
what that really means is don't challenge me, man. Don't challenge what I do, man. Hey, don't be direct with me. Here's the cliche I heard. People in New York say fuck you, it's joking. Okay. People in California, they say fuck you, it's behind your back. In the Middle West, when they say fuck you, they mean it. It's real.
I was thinking about this with shit like, podcasters getting these huge contracts with Spotify and all these platforms. LA tries to be this like, we want socialism, we want to be socialist, but everything about this city is capitalist.
Of course, that's a complete lie. That's why it's so hilarious when they say it's this left-wing liberal hotbed, and they don't. No, everyone here wants money. That's what they want.
I think people don't like. I get that they want like the socialism, like everybody needs to be equal.
Or the libertarian thing.
But then I don't think that like. Do you know that also means that you're gonna have to share your money with people in Compton and Watts and shit?
Well, we already do enough, man. It's all in my industry, affordable housing development. Yes, everyone wants affordable housing. But when you go into their neighborhood, it's like, no, we don't want it that much. The NIMBYism out here is real. It's thick. It is a real thing. It is everywhere, but you feel it here too. So don't tell me it's liberal. Ooh, yeah.
So one of those people, one of those Beverly Hills people, a lot of Australians in LA.
Yeah. There's a lot of Pacific Rim folks.
Well, I was going to say it's not a long trip. I always forget that.
Well, it ain't close, but it's closer than Chicago.
But I feel like if you live in Australia or Japan and you Google like where to go on vacation, just geographically, it puts you to the West Coast first. Hawaii.
Yeah. San Francisco,
Seattle, and all that bullshit. Like, it's not going to pull up Chicago and New York right away. Maybe New York just because it's New York.
Yeah. But no, you're right, though. So you were at work.
So I was at work.
Set it up.
And you can only
and what do you do for a living again? What do you do?
I bust tables. I'm a necessary worker.
Yep.
I provide a great service to people. I make minimum wage.
Do you get tips?
Yeah, I do get tips.
Okay, you get a cut.
Ran through about $20 today. First, we got tipped out.
Hey, man.
$20 cash.
Every dollar helps.
Yeah. I work hard, but let's be honest. I'm pretty much a failure. I'm not. It's not fun that I'm bussing tables.
Yeah, believe me.
I'm glad that I wear the mask and the face shield now. It's very anonymous. It's what I've always wanted. I don't want people to recognize me.
Despite the fact that you do stand up.
Yeah.
You don't, yeah.
Those guards at fucking Buckingham Palace, that's like, they love that they just stand there and they're not a person because then they could go leave work and fucking carve fucking glass into their back and shit, like do all the stuff that they like anonymously.
And then also they know they're not going to go out to a pub and be, aren't you the guy who guards Buckingham Palace? No, they're not going to make fun of him.
So I was just bussing tables and I have to like regulate the outside area. You can only sit at, there's 4 tables where you could sit at. There's 1 4-top table and there's 3 two top tables.
Yeah.
And you have to go 2 at each of the 2 tops and 4. You can't go beyond that. And then they're spaced out 6 feet apart so people can't sit in between them. Like there's a lot of shit I have to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
So there's also a table that you could stand at that is just, we tell people to wait outside because you can't wait for your food inside, which is another fucking nightmare of people sneaking back inside and you having to tell them like, can you just wait out? Like you have to be courteous about it. And then like, a lot of Eastern Bloc people, it's so hot outside.
I must get inside.
I've always said it. I was like, you'd think these people from the Eastern Bloc would be used to being forced to do stuff. But they get really upset when you just go wait outside.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not telling you to go to East Berlin.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, just go wait
You're
out
not
the
going to
door.
be put in the gulag, all right?
Calm down. So this guy...
Hey, you want to know why I'm laughing? Because they're still white. We can do that, right? Eastern European.
Dude,
we can still do
also, they're most of them are iffy people. I always get leery of Russians.
Oh, dude, the Eastern Bloc, the Russians, they have mastered corruption. Look up a story sometime, man. There was this, Brighton Beach is the big Russian mob area, at least it was, in the 90s when the wall came down. And there was this guy, I can't think of what his first name, but Tarzan was his nickname, in the 90s in New York, in Brighton Beach. And his story, there's a New Yorker story I read about him that was like, this guy was a lunatic in terms of the shit he was pulling off. He eventually got busted by the FBI because he was procuring a Russian submarine because the Soviet Union or Russia was so poor after the Soviet Union fell down.
Is it still hard for you to call it Russia? Like, are you still quick to call it the Soviet Union?
No. But my point at that time, it's key to the story, in that he was procuring a submarine from the Navy, and he was going to pay like $2 million for it. It wasn't like he was paying like, okay, here's $150 million, $200 million for a submarine. Submarine's a very unique piece of equipment. It was only a couple $1 million that like some admiral was like, okay, I'll do it,
Dude, let's buy a submarine.
So, and he was doing that to then procure it for coke going from Colombia to the West Coast. To the West Coast. And it was going to be like tons of cocaine were going to fill in there. He's going to flood the market. But the FBI busted him in Florida. This guy was crazy. And they go into like him. He had to go back to like a Moscow. He had to go to basically the mothership sometimes where the 5 families of Russia gather. And he would go there. What a big thing they would do, the Russian mob in the 90s, they would get 2 street kids and make them fight to the death for their entertainment. It was like a fight club thing. And they'd bring in like street kid after street kid. I mean, it was like, and they'd bring their women there and stuff too. It was just a really, really harsh thing.
Yeah.
And that tell you what, they were masters of corruption.
So this guy wasn't Russian, but he was. So I go out.
I'm going off on
and they're eating. No, it's good. We need to cover time.
Absolutely.
48. Well, no, I've just been recording. We're not 48 minutes.
That's okay. It's good, man.
So I go out. They're eating at the standing area. And I've been quick because so many people do it and you know not to do it. Even if there's no sign. If you go to a restaurant and there's 4 tables and all of them are full, you wouldn't just start eating at a table that has no chairs in front of it. Like you wouldn't just find a surface and start eating.
Okay, this is the people who are doing this at the restaurant. Okay, yeah, exactly.
And they were like almost done with their meal because it was kind of busy. So I lose attention to some stuff. So I finally see that they're eating. At first, I thought that they were just standing there waiting for their food. And then I'm like, oh, fuck, they're eating.
Yeah.
So I went outside and I go, guys, you can't eat here. That's exactly how I said it.
Yeah.
Guys, you can't eat here. Like you have to go to somewhere where you could stand. And that's no way to talk to people. First he goes, what's your attitude? Like I didn't have an attitude. If there was an attitude, it's because you've been eating here for 20 minutes in front of a sign that says you can't eat here. God. Like you know what you're doing. It's not like I was none the wiser.
That is classic. Again, living out here, no one likes you being direct.
So they don't like it. So I had to shake it off. And anytime like I overhear people COVID denying all sorts of shit, and like I'll have to go in the back and I shake with anger.
Yeah. Ooh.
Also, what's good with the mask and the visor is I can kind of cuss people out quietly. Like when that guy said, watch your attitude, I turned around and I just go, you fucking cock.
Yeah.
And like it's stuck in the mask. You can't fucking.
Yep.
My one problem that I do have to stop, and one time my boss said it, I will roll my eyes at you as I turn away. Like you ever you're going to walk away and you just fucking.
Well, of course, Jesus Christ, man, you're doing a fucking tough job, in its own way,
The one eye roll thing.
It's a fucking minimum wage gig.
A few customers do this. There's 2 trash cans outside.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll make you move them because they don't want to eat next to the garbage can.
You mean the customers make you move them? Yeah.
And when they do that, I'll either roll my eyes when they ask me, or I'll pick it up and I'll kind of set it down hard to let them know I'm not happy about this.
That's a good passive aggressive fuck you.
Yeah.
But it's I again, and you made the point off before we were recording. People go to this place because they feel wealthy when they're there, right?
Yeah, you basically have slaves. You walk in, you go right to the register, you say what you want. It sounds all healthy. Instead of steak and chicken, we call them proteins. You pick your protein, you pick your veggie.
You do that here.
It's like
too,
rich prison.
Exactly. Spitz does that. In Los Feliz, which I got this week. It's great.
And then you go wait outside, and we bring you your food, and then we pick it up for you. So you basically go in, you order your food, you sit down at a table, we bring you everything, you eat. You let your kids smear food all over the table. You let them
be spoiled.
Mash their face into the window.
Yeah.
They scream. Your dogs fight with other people's dogs, and then you get mad at us when we tell you to separate them.
Yeah.
And then you leave, and I have to clean everything up, and then you come back the next day and do the same thing. It makes people. It's like you see it in their eyes of like, I make $500,000 a year. I shouldn't have to touch a plate. I shouldn't have to go get my food ever again.
I don't make that much money. I don't have that much money. But I think I'd like to think if I had that much money or made that much money, that I wouldn't feel that way.
There's a couple times
I wouldn't be that way. My behavior would change.
The investors will come and they'll tell you like an investor's coming. You have to treat him like an MVP. And one of the times an investor's wife came randomly.
Yeah, got a good story. Yeah,
and we were making her wait for a long time, and then also it was back when we could have real silverware out, so like there were no forks, and she was just like, "You guys need more forks." She was complaining, and then she just goes, "My husband's an investor," and I wanted to cut her off and just be like, "Good for you." Like, what does that have to do with you? Like, if your husband was here, I'd be scared, but like, what the fuck does that have to do with you?
It's funny you mention this, okay? The whole investor thing. You have to be on mind your P's and Q's. You got to be in your best behavior as an employee. Put the best face forward. This week, we have a new CEO at my organization. He's in Denver, but he's from Pilsen. And he actually worked for the Resurrection Project in Pilsen in Chicago, old Mexican neighborhood. So he's been doing community development for years.
Almost cool enough for me to touch. I put tea in a glass with no handle, guys. Don't do it.
And so he's a Chicago guy. I knew him vaguely from Chicago. I didn't have a lot of dealings with him, but he was going to 2 or 3 of our buildings this week. He was here on Tuesday and Wednesday, and one of the buildings was what I did. I didn't meet him down there because I had too much shit to do work wise. So, but I know him, and everyone was tense about this. They were tense about this. The property manager.
Oh, dude!
And I was like, this guy, he's a totally nice guy.
Every time the investors were having a meeting and we had to put out a tray of cookies, we cooked them hundreds of dollars worth of product. That's another thing I don't like. When people call shit product, it's fucking miso mayo, dude. Yeah. Like, you sell salad. It's not product. And I don't like the immediate upcharge. Like, if you spill a jug of mayonnaise, they'll figure out how much they were going to charge for that mayonnaise and be like, that's $70 worth of product. No, it cost you $2.
They'll say that to you if you fuck up.
It's a $2 jar of mayonnaise. Don't fucking put your overhead on me.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't cost you dick. You shouldn't be charging for salad dressing anyway.
Yeah, dude, got a good point, man. So yeah, they do shit like that to you?
Oh, dude, it's in the training video.
Oh.
There's this story they tell it's the owners, and they tell this story of they were visiting a restaurant, and one of the employees spilt mayonnaise all over, about $90 worth of product.
Yeah.
And this was their story of telling you why Tender Greens was a good place to work. He goes, and I could have fired her right there, but I walked around the building. I realized that people make mistakes. I went back in, we cleaned it up, and she's now a manager of the store. And then they talked to her.
God.
And I wanted to be like, what a piece of shit.
I was really worried when I had $90 that almost got lost. Ooh, on the bottom line of a $200 million quarter.
Spilling mayonnaise on a bunch of fucking raw chicken cutlets you're out $20.
Yeah, you can still fry it up. That's what you do. You know, I don't know. It's God, I haven't done restaurant work in years, man. I haven't done restaurant work in years.
All I've done.
You know,
that's the one thing I should have hung around in college a little bit for is I'm not qualified for good jobs.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, you can always go back to school if you do something you like.
And also, here's what through doing this.
Yeah.
I could fucking get a job editing fucking audio or video for someone.
Do something.
Like I've taught myself a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But the thing about jobs is you need a degree. They want that college degree saying that this bullshit fucking building says that you could do this. When I probably, from just doing it on my own, I probably know as much as any fucking video or sound editor. I just might not have the patience to sit down and do the bullshit because I have to get up for work and shit.
Yeah.
But if this was my job, I could sit down and learn how to fucking put special effects on a video. Like it's...
Yeah. Here's with education for me. And I'm glad I went to school. I'm glad I went to grad school, even though I hated graduate school. I detested it.
That's another thing, too. I don't want to pay $200,000 for something that I could learn watching on YouTube.
Well, I mean, for me, what it shows to employers is you're willing to do shitty work and follow through on it. Okay, so if they give you a task, you'll complete it.
Someone told me that about college in general, that they said they just want to see how you take to basically like a garbage life.
Well, here's the thing about it though too. You see, college has changed a lot from when I went to college 30 fucking years ago, and I had to whisper that like I'm talking about cancer. 30 years ago, it's such a fundamentally different experience now. Back then, you could still go to college for
cheap. It was cheap. It was 10 grand or something like that.
Oh, dude, it was 10 grand. Shit, dude. So, my first year of college, the fall of '87, $700 was
She's
tuition.
Furious.
$700
like that. She doesn't like
my
it.
last year of college, which was 4 years later. You could do 4. I did 4.5 years. I didn't do it in 4 years. I did it in 4.5 because you could afford to do it. It was $1,200.
Now it should still be,
and I was apoplectic over being $1,200.
It should still be that cheap.
Of course, it should be that cheap. Of course, it should be that cheap. But the rich don't want to fucking do that. That's all part of the plan they had since '68.
That's one thing I guess Biden said.
Down.
I guess Biden said if he wins, he's going to make community college free.
Well, I mean, that's at least something. Frankly, when I look back on it, going to a trade school is perfectly appropriate. It's perfectly appropriate. If that's something you can do and you're good at it, be the best.
That's when you know you live in an awful neighborhood. When your wood shop is like top notch. When like your auto shop program is putting through like successes, that's when you live in a bad neighborhood. When your school's leaning on, they're about to be called academy.
Well, it's like, but
anything with academy at the end.
You got to repair a computer. You got to do plumbing, for crying out loud. These are real trades.
That's my MBA rule. If they went to a school with the word academy in it, that is a hardened, not white person.
That's hilarious, man. I never knew that. That makes sense, though.
Dude,
makes sense.
Lower Marion Academy, and it's always some sort of direction.
Yeah. Eastern, yeah.
Upper Callahan fucking Work Academy.
Exactly. But it has the word academy. You want to think it's actually of status, but it's actually not.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
when they want it to sound not like we're trying to discipline your awful gangbanger children, they'll put Learning Academy before it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like Marion Academy was where Kobe went. You have fucking Morgan Park. I think that has academy in it.
Yeah.
Dude, the Morgan Park football team is wild.
Were they good?
Oh, dude, my dad was doing construction by Morgan Park, and he said their coaches it's like an NFL practice. Like they have these fucking chants. They do like war chants during practice and shit.
I don't know if they do it in the NFL. College they do. I'm sure the NFL, it's like they're men now.
Oh, dude, by that time, that's a lot of what I've heard about college coaches that go to the NFL is in college. It's all about it's all about having these relationships with the players, and I'm leading you on the right path. And if you see someone straying off, you say, "Dude, like you're." But if you do that shit in the NFL, they're just like, "Dude, I'm fucking 26 years old. Get the fuck out of my face."
I'm making $2 million a year. You know, that's not even a lot of money.
I'm an elite athlete.
Yeah, like exactly.
At bare minimum, if you're in the NFL, you are an elite athlete on a regular scale.
I've met a couple NFL players. This guy Russ, I knew, went to Stanford, played 3 years for the Seahawks, and then he went to medical school. And he was, and just talking about that. Like he said, the way as a scrub and when you're a special teamer, you listen to the coaches. You don't fucking talk back to the. He said John Randall completely talked back to the coaches. John Randall played for the Seahawks the last 2 years of his career.
Telemundo Jack Reacher.
He just said that John Randall would talk back to the coaches. He didn't talk back to the coaches because he was a special team guy, but he's still an elite athlete. And he made I think he made like $600,000 a year in 2000.
John Randall?
No, not John Randall. John Randall. He was a backup. The guy ahead of him got injured, and they said, "John, you got to go in there." He's like, "I'm not going to go in until you pay me a starter salary." That's what he said.
That's dope.
Because he was a 10 or 11, and they gave him the starter salaries money. They gave him the money.
But back then starter salaries was $2.3 million.
Yeah, that was a lot. Yeah, but that's more than the $700,000 he was making.
Jesus,
you know what I mean?
Christ, what's going on out there?
Oh man, there's some. You're next to the hood, man. You're next to the.
What do we got? I want to hear these dubs.
Yeah. Who does Tom Cruise's voice?
¿Que no dirás nada?
Estoy decidiendo si me agradarías en persona.
¿Y qué decidiste?
¿Qué decidiste?
No sé si puedes conmigo.
Such a romantic language. It always sounds like they're trying to bang each other.
Oh, listen, Spanish.
I want to learn
the last names. I know.
Ooh, Svengoolie. I've tried to show you Svengoolie every rip. We can't get actual Sven. So Svengoolie's like what we do. Yeah. We're copying Svengoolie. Svengoolie shows a shitty horror movie, and then in between commercials, he'll do his little skits. I'm paying it up. He's like a little ghoul in a cave.
Well, yeah, it was based in Chicago, right?
Yes, WCIU, and I think every Svengoolie went through like the South.
Was such a hood.
Svengoolie went through the South, and I even think it was kind of like every area had their own Svengoolie.
Yeah, exactly. It was like an independent Svengoolie. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Like the Chicago one is not the official one. And then there's even ones that weren't called Svengoolie, like Midnight Murray or some bullshit.
Yeah. I remember watching
Svengoolie always
Creature Feature.
Yes.
On Saturday nights.
Svengoolie was always followed by the Three Stooges, a Three Stooges marathon.
Hilarious, man.
So yeah, let's bust into some shit. I think I got through my fucking my little things I wanted to get off my fucking chest there.
I get it.
Week 2 of the NFL's coming up. Actually, it's today when it comes out. You're probably watching the football games
16.
right now. You're watching my man Mitchell Trubisky just fucking run roughshod all over the New York Giants.
Oh, he's playing. Oh, are they playing in New York or in Chicago?
In Chicago. In Chicago. I always correct people because that's when people do the Chicago accent, they do Chicago. That's the meathead Chicago tries to throw the little, I'm a Chicago police officer. The Chicago Bears.
Oops, here we go.
Yeah, you just got to pull on it and fuck with it.
That's all good.
But that's the way you do it. It's not Chicago. That's more northern. Like you get closer to Wisconsin, it gets like that.
Did you ever, I told you my story about one of the times I got pulled over by a Chicago cop. I've been pulled over a couple times by Chicago cops.
Oh, dude, yeah. And they're either really nice to you, like they're fucking, like you're about to go to a bar, or it's fucking just fucking
they're upset. Yeah. So I was driving. This was in grad school. So I was in Hyde Park on the South Side. And
was it bad then? Still?
Well, I mean, all around Hyde Park was shit.
It's funny, dude. I was looking up great Northwestern players because I was getting into like old school football names, Patty O'Doul and shit like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I didn't realize that Chicago's University of Chicago and Northwestern were like bitter rivals.
Well, University of Chicago, the very first
it was north-south.
Yeah.
And I always wonder what Hyde Park was like in like the 60s.
Well, in the 60s, I guess around there, it was it was truly rough. There were rumors.
It's not well, Hyde Park's nice, but it's around shitty.
There was a rumor, a wealthy guy, multimillionaire, a graduate of the University of Chicago, wanted to move it to Denver in the early 70s. He just wanted to move the university to Denver.
I thought you meant the town. Let's move Hyde Park to Denver.
Well, he wanted to move. It would have been moving Hyde Park to Denver. That's what it would have been. Because it was going to take the entire University of Chicago and go there. So that's how bad it was around there. It's improved around there. It's the largest employer on the south side of Chicago. I think it employs 8,000 people.
Through a quick Google, I just realized that every city's got a Hyde Park. We need to cool it with stealing our fucking...
So yeah, Hyde Park...
I want to do a brief. I wanted to see you can keep talking.
But again, the very first Heisman Trophy Award winner was Jay Berwanger, who went to the University of Chicago. The term Monsters of the Midway was not the Chicago Bears. It was the University of Chicago Maroons. They were a great college football program in the 30s, you know. I mean, I think they won like 3 national championships. I mean, they were
the
very
first
good.
Heisman Trophy winner.
Exactly.
It was called like the fucking...
Jay Burwanger. If you would listen to what I was saying, you would have heard that a minute ago.
And even, but it wasn't even called the Heisman Trophy when he first won it. It was like the Lee Ivy Award or some bullshit.
Not the Amos Alonzo Stagg Award, because Amos Alonzo Stagg coached at the University of Chicago.
Yeah.
It isn't George Halas. It's not Vince Lombardi. It's not even Curly Lambeau. It's Amos Alonzo Stagg. Is truly one of the early pioneers of football.
Dude, he was the coach for 40 years, and he kind of created the corrupt university.
Well, also, the very first controlled nuclear fission experiment was underneath Amos Alonzo Stagg Field in 1942. They had split the atom by 42.
It was originally called the Downtown Athletic Club Award.
Right, that makes sense.
It was created by the Downtown Athletic Club.
Athletic Club, where no women are allowed. Was the Downtown Athletic Club, where no women are allowed. Was that the...
That's great.
But yeah, it was... we were talking about the University of Chicago and going on.
But I pulled this up. So this is about Hyde Park. Yeah. I've been trying to not like. That's going to be the theme. Another theme of this podcast. We'll say something wild, and then I'm going to Google it. Sure. To make sure.
To back it up. To give us some shred of integrity.
So until the middle of the 20th century, Hyde Park remained an almost exclusively white neighborhood, despite its proximity to Chicago's Black Belt. Holy fuck.
Absolutely.
We're going to fucking
Woodlawn was right there. Oakland, Kenwood was right there. There is some
We're going to put a pin in Black
rat-ass
Belt and
Woodlawn.
see what goes, what that's about.
That's what Saul Bellow called Woodlawn. Rat-ass Woodlawn. You know?
Hyde Parkers relied on racially restrictive covenants to keep African Americans out of the neighborhood.
Yep.
At the time, the use of such covenants was supported by the University of Chicago.
Of course.
After the Supreme Court banned racially restrictive covenants in 1948, it sounds like they're witches. Like they're racist witches. African Americans began moving into Hyde Park. The beginning of the end. No, I'm just kidding.
That phase of Hyde Park.
And the neighborhood gradually became multiracial. Barack Obama eventually came there. That's something I'm adding to it.
Yes.
In 1955, civil rights activist Leon Despres was elected alderman of Hyde Park and held the position for 20 years.
Well, it was always like a progressive voice on the city council.
Yeah.
Always
Despite Despres, I'm murdering that name probably, argued passionately for racial integration and fair housing on the floor of the Chicago City Council, which he was murdered immediately upon suggesting.
Yeah. Was been brought out by Ed Burke
and became
got one in the noodle right afterwards.
Yeah, and became known as the liberal conscience of Chicago.
Absolutely.
For often casting the sole dissenting vote against policies of Chicago's then mayor Richard J. Daley,
exactly.
who my grandpa was friends with.
Of course, man. The machine was the essence of the machine. I mean, that's where Preckwinkle is from. It's from Hyde Park. It's always been like the progressive voice of Chicago. You know,
during the 1950s, Hyde Park experienced economic decline as well as a result of white flight.
Yes,
that I'm basically born from. My family comes from white flight. They all grew up on the south side of Chicago and left.
When did they leave?
Like 50s, 60s. They moved to Bismarck, North Dakota first. My uncle was born in the late 50s in a trailer park in Bismarck, North Dakota. Then they moved back.
Was it called Tornado Acres?
I don't know. That'd be great.
I was going to say in that area.
Let's do a new pilot. We're going to write a pilot.
Hello, Larry.
Hello, Larry.
Wow, hello, Larry. Got a new pilot. Hey, I just moved to Fargo. Kind of chilly right now, right?
Yeah.
Hey. Oh my God, what's that sound of a freight train? No, it's not a freight train. It's a tornado, and we're completely flat.
They basically moved to Sauk. I'm from Sauk Village, Illinois. They were like the pioneer. They moved on into Sauk Village when it was like 2 streets.
Wow.
Like it was crazy. Yeah. So they are the second white flight happened, they were back in the Chicagoland area.
Yeah.
My grandpa used to say all the time because he grew up in Bridgeport. He grew up right by Old Comiskey Park. He said he used to be able to read the newspaper in his backyard because of the lights of Comiskey Park.
Oh, wow. So he was right on 35th Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
And
South of 35th Irish,
and then
north
you
of
bring
town.
it up when you would bring it up in the 90s. You'd be like, "Oh yeah, Bridgeport." And he'd be like, "I wouldn't drive through that neighborhood with a tank now."
Oh God,
Like that was always
that's
the
always
saying.
such a fucking. I mean, when I was down in Orange County and this building opened up like 3 months ago, I gave a tour for a couple people, and they were like, "Oh, where do you live?" I live in Los Feliz. Ooh, that's kind of a rough
Dude,
area.
my parents
You
described
don't know rough.
the way my family described Chinatown. It was like the second you cracked Chinatown, an Asian psycho would jump onto your car, and you would be like,
I loved going to Chinatown when I lived there.
you'd be like, "We're in Chinatown," and then you'd be like,
"He's got a gun!"
and you'd be fucking, and it'd be a really
great-
tiny gun.
There's a great dive bar underneath the Dan Ryan right there that I would go to. That was a complete. God, it was such a dive. I mean, they didn't try. They gave us the once over when we walked in. I mean, there's a whole it was such a dive. But it was right south of Chinatown. I think it was a cop bar. There'd always be a couple cop cars out in front of it, and guys would go in there getting drunk. I don't know if they were on the clock or not.
Yeah. So White
Probably
Flight
were.
is what I'm.
God, it would have been. It was like probably 23rd Street because Chinatown. It's like in between Bridgeport and Chinatown, right south, literally 1 block south of Chinatown, where Chinatown ends, and it's underneath the expressway there. Great bar.
So I got to be quite honest with you. I owe everything to White Flight. So I understand that
Isn't
it's bad,
it great?
but it also is my home. I'm from White Flight, Illinois.
God, White Flight was so
just
big
south
when
of
I was
Chicago.
a kid. When I was a kid,
Oh, dude.
it had pretty much happened by that time. By the late 70s,
I'm from downtown White
was
Flight,
done.
Illinois. Downtown White Flight, right by the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, yeah. It just White Flight happened, and then that's why urban America in the late 70s was so rough around the edges. But it got its shit figured out. Clinton getting elected helped urban America a lot.
In the 1950s and 60s, the University of Chicago, which I call Suicide U.
Yeah, exactly.
In its efforts to counteract these trends, sponsored one of the highest urban renewal plans in the nation.
Well, that's hilarious. That was always a big story in grad school. The most free market oriented school put their hand out and got millions from the federal government to do urban renewal. Absolutely.
The plan involved the demolition and redevelopment of entire blocks of decayed
55th
buildings
Street?
with the
55th
goal
Street?
of creating an interracial community of high standards. After the plan was carried out, Hyde Park's average income soared by 70%, but its African-American population fell by 40%.
Yeah.
Since the substandard housing primarily occupied by low-income African-Americans had been purchased, torn down, and replaced with, this is gentrification, fucking just talking about it.
Yeah.
The ultimate result of the renewal plan was that Hyde Park did not experience the economic depression that occurred in the surrounding areas and became a racially integrated middle-class neighborhood. Is that kind of bullshit?
No, it's actually pretty true. I mean, it is the economic anchor of the South Side. As I was saying before, the University of Chicago employs 8,000 people.
The University of
8,000
Chicago
people.
is its own town, basically. They have their own
police station, police force.
And then you have East Hyde Park, which is where the Metro stop is.
Yep.
When I go to the suburbs, you stop in East. And then you have South Kenwood, which is where Barack Obama is from.
Yep.
In fact, I think there is a Barack Obama Learning Academy.
What's it called? Pan-African Socialist
Louis
U.
Farrakhan is from fucking Hyde Park.
Oh, absolutely. I used to. That was always one of the tours I did. People come in. I was like, I want to take you to the Nation of Islam. It was 2 blocks. So I used to live at 47th and Dorchester, a block north of Bibs and Ribs. When I would be studying, I'd be hungry. I go get bibs and ribs. University of Chicago was a very difficult place to go to school.
That's going to be a bigger deep dive. I sub-wikied Black Belt of Chicago, and it's the history of African Americans in Chicago, which we don't have time for that. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, that's a big topic, too.
That's a big topic.
There's a great book called Black Chicago, written by a guy named Alan Spear. And he just goes into the story of the migration that happened to Chicago in the 19-teens was huge. And just people were literally funneled into very tight, small neighborhoods. And there was a huge race riot, I think, in 1919, where hundreds of people got killed because of, I think there was a black kid at a beach, I think, supposedly made a pass at a white woman or white young under 18 girl. And I think that kind of started this rumor, and from that it turned into a 4-day race riot. That was kind of it was a hot summer. It's always a hot summer. But
See, I think
is Paul Giamatti the bad guy in this?
Well, no, I think he's just probably a blowhard who's just like,
is he
we're drilling.
What about the earthquake? Oh my God.
Yeah. The Hoover Dam's about to blow here. This is good that we're on. So we had an earthquake yesterday.
Yes.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg died and fucking punched the earth.
Yeah. Yeah, she took the dirt nap.
Just shot a fart right into heaven, and it fucking rattled the fucking fault line in the Angeles National Forest, which is where the big one's probably going to hit. It's the end of the San Andreas fault. That wasn't the fault that rattled. It was only 11 miles away. The building jumped a little bit.
Absolutely. It sounded like this giant wave. It was like this giant wave, and it made this noise. Like it had a noise to it. You know, like a rumbling. It had
noise. Like a. It was like the
absolutely.
wave. It was like a sound wave.
And it was like, what the hell was that, man? I'm not lying. I had just turned the key to walk. I was one stride into my apartment and I hit, and I was like, this is weird, you know?
Ain't no one gonna break my stride. Ain't no one gonna tear me down.
I've never seen San Andreas.
4.6 mega earthquake.
And that was not, and that was not a big one. The true big one. I mean, you know,
that's going to be a tenor probably.
Oh, well, if that ever happened, it would truly level the entire city. The city would be flattened.
You know, there'd be the iron post of the building.
It would be like Escape from L.A.
Yeah.
When Snake Plissken goes underwater in that god-awful movie.
This is why you need to travel, because you need to be in an airplane in the sky when this happens.
Yep, exactly. Though I remember that was a scene in the movie Earthquake. In the movie Earthquake, it was... you know, there was a plane that was landing at LAX when the earthquake hit. Earthquake, which I saw in the theater in 1974.
Any trip we take now, I'm carrying 2 luggages. One that has the trip stuff and the other one that has stuff that I'm saving from the quake.
Yeah, exactly.
The big one's might happen while I'm in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah, look at, he throws the kid, but then he goes, doesn't he?
Yeah. The fucking
dies.
dam is going. Like there's a big release of water is about to happen.
We got a spike through his
foot. That's fucking rebar, dude.
Yeah. He's caught. You got to get out of here. Go.
Yeah, he's getting pulled down. Pulled down there. They kill the Asians first. Now. It's not the blacks.
It's not the blacks. Get out of here.
Yeah. So this is going away. There's the Hoover Dam is now gone. This is the initial earthquake of where it happens.
For that to happen would be a catastrophic earthquake.
Oh, dude.
That would be a
like I said, when I said 10.0, that's crazy.
Do you know
the big one will probably be like 8, like 8.6 or something like that.
I think statistically speaking, like the 9.0 is
that's like God shit.
I think it's like, I don't know. I think it's literally the significant it's like thousands of once every thousands of years. It is a very, very uncommon thing. It's a major shift.
But do you know if it happens, who can get us out of it? Dwayne the fucking Rock Johnson.
Absolutely.
This is back-to-back Dwayne. We ended the last
man.
episode with fucking The Rock. His acting career has just far exceeded his wrestling career.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, this guy made the leap, man. He made the leap. No, is X-Men Apocalypse on?
Oh, dude.
Fuck yeah,
I
man.
didn't hate X-Men Apocalypse.
I saw it in the theater. Of course, who am I kidding?
What I like about X-Men Apocalypse is like
and I hate comic book movies.
He assembles his crew, and Apocalypse is blue. So then he meets Storm, and he's just like, you're brown. Like everyone, I just imagine like he assembles of just like, you have red hair. I'm blue. She's brown.
It's a weird diversity or something. Are they checking the box off?
Or just he's dumb, and that's the only thing he associates with. Like, I'm blue.
Is that his daughter, or is that like...
Yes, this is his family. Carla Cugino. I think.
find her very cute, by the way.
This is the new husband, I think.
Oh, he's got a... Okay, nice to meet you.
The Rock's always divorced because he's too much of a brute to stay in a relationship. We were married, and then he was always trying to save people.
Too much of a brute. By the way, once again, Keith, you go up a notch. That was my expression when I was a teenager for some guy who was like a hulking man. I was like, this guy's a brute. He's like a football player.
Yeah.
If there was a particularly big football player, that guy's a brute, man.
This guy's 2 eardrum pops away from being Lou Ferrigno, for Christ's sakes.
Do you know one time Ferrigno and Schwarzenegger were at the same level out here? I think they both read for like Conan the Barbarian.
I'm a bad actor.
I can't read. But because, I mean, listen, I think they were both up for the Incredible Hulk.
That's what I always wondered. Like, so you got Ferrigno. How deaf is Marley Maitland for real?
Yeah, because Ferrigno's true. Like, I cannot hear.
She won't talk.
Yeah, well, because she can't. You know?
I think she's probably got a weird mumble. Ferrigno's got a good mumble.
You see, he loves his kids. What did she just say to him?
I don't know. I can't rewind it. This is live television.
I know. Did she just say to him, listen?
Ray.
Here we go.
Ray,
This is backstory.
I was going to tell you. We just decided to do it.
Oh, they're getting married. She just he throws the bike at her.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Your boobs look nice in that shirt.
Hey, if you want
I'll get those papers signed for you, too.
Fucking bitch. America.
She's going
You know, The Rock said he would make recreation, he would make weed illegal again. He would try and force the states to make it illegal. Thinks it's a gateway drug. I would never vote for The Rock as president. Because that's the new thing now. It's just picking celebrities.
Well, exactly. See,
Oprah.
That's one of the things about Trump's election. Even if he loses, and I kind of think he's going to lose.
I think he's got 7-1. See, this is 7-1 is the San Andreas.
So, you know, I think that he's just opened the door. It is the fame culture gone awry.
Oh, he's a firefighter.
This is the fame culture gone awry, his presidency. So he is opening up like for Kanye to try to run, or whatever, anyone, Kid Rock, whoever they want to run. And just because they're famous, okay, and then they'll have to be like Democrats that do like Oprah would be like a Democrat who ran. You know, it's just like God.
Michelle Obama
So
is
bizarre.
just barely not a celebrity.
She's gonna run in 2024. If Biden loses, she's running. She's running. There's no doubt about it.
Coughed right into the microphone. Very professional here on Keith Paisley's podcast.
I've seen this
here
scene
on
103.8 FM Talk Radio.
This is the guy who was in Fantastic Four, right? He was the
Yep. Kind of got a smarmy face.
Yeah.
Really on point in this role. Probably trying to pick this girl up.
Yeah, 'cause
that
she's-
is true.
But I'm never going to try to change what you have with him or take his place. Okay?
because she's like in her early mid.
He tries to
she's
bang
young.
her.
Yeah,
Because he gets crushed. Spoiler alert, he gets
it's fine.
a tidal wave crushes the Golden Gate Bridge and a fucking barge, like one of those, those big ships that carry the freight?
Yeah, exactly.
One of the freight fucking
Wave.
things crushes him, dude.
Oh, God.
And you're very happy about it.
Of course, the bad guy dying is a fundamental part of all
he's
these
trying
movies.
to finger bang this girl. What is she, 17?
It'll be the tallest, strongest, and it's already 80%.
I'm telling you, you see movies in the 70s and this power dynamic, it was like, hey, man, he's just a dude trying to do his thing.
1997, you're rooting for this guy.
Yeah, exactly. It is. You are. It's like, hey, man, I want to have that power too, man. I can score like that, man.
I mean, if we want to look at patriarchy and misogyny, we just got to look at the 1997 movie Wolf with Jack Nicholson. He pisses on a man's leg in it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of subtext to it. I was thinking about this recently because it's about him changing into a werewolf, but it's not Bela Lugosi. Like, he gets the instinct of the wolf the whole movie, and then at the end, he finally changes. But it's very much like when he gets bitten by that werewolf, he pisses on it. Like, he starts getting very fucking...
that was going to be the UN, that the pointy building.
He starts
That was gonna
getting
be the UN.
feral.
Oh yeah.
Like, and I think it's about like unrestrained masculinity. Like, he's pissing on people's legs.
Well, I watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest this week. I saw the final scene today when he chokes Nurse Ratched, and like I watched it. And
I think Ryan Murphy from American Horror Story is doing a Ratched movie.
Oh yeah, no,
Netflix.
Sarah Paulson is starring as because
it just looks like American Horror Story season whatever.
And I was just like,
everything he makes is colorful and gay.
Yeah, just the whole.
I like it though.
The whole thing about just making her what she was. I don't know the backstory. I didn't like the preview because I
think they're trying to make her like a good person.
No. They're trying to give her background of like,
okay,
why was she the way she was?
The hospital broker.
It is. She reminds me. I had a supervisor at one of my jobs who was so much like her that it was just, it's actually difficult to watch. Like, she's got that much of her personality. Just a complete corn cob up her ass. Like, I don't think she had any, like, cartilage in her knees, because she would walk like she was walking on stilts. You know what I mean? She was so taut. She was so tight.
Ooh, good word.
And just her way of carrying herself and her glare and just humorless. Absolutely humorless. Had zero humor. Not a good human being. Not going through a good life either. She's going through it. But anyway, I watch it, and not woke.
No,
You know,
I mean he's in there for raping a girl.
Well, yeah, and he's just like,
and he's like, what?
And he's always like picking up prostitutes. Like, that's part of the angle, is that he hooks up the guy played by Billy, the guy who kills himself at the end.
Also, the whole movie, I think he's trying to sell everybody on like, no, but you had to see her. Like when you see
he says that
when you see that tight young little box or whatever the fuck.
He says Beaver.
Yeah.
He's like, listen, and then when he first comes into the mental institution,
he's like, why am I here? I just raped a 17-year-old.
She was 15, but I tell you, when you see that Beaver in front of you, and the way she looked, it's just like, and he says that directly to the hospital.
The book's a little more nuanced, right?
I actually have not read the book. It's
the
basically
Ken Kesey.
Yeah, the only book
he
wrote that
one of the
that
hipster
ever,
manuals.
Oh yeah, of course, because it's like, yeah, I know. It's just, well, I guess when he taught creative writing in Oregon, his class would write a book. That was their project. They would write a chapter a week, and they'd write a 12 chapter book.
Yeah,
but that's the only book he ever had that had any success, financial success. But yeah, you watch it, and it's just like, yeah, he gets interviewed as to why he goes into the mental institution. I'm like, this is dated. Like, you watch it, it's like, this is dated. I mean, it's because he's just like, yeah, man. I mean, she's 15, and he's very kind of humorous about like just whatever her beaver was looking at me. And it's just like, wow. And he's very much like, and when they go on the fishing boat, he does that to get out of the mental institution.
Yeah, he's trying to escape.
But he also does it to pick up this floozy that he's having sex with, and he wants to fuck. He wants to get laid on the boat, and he can't get laid in the mental institution.
That movie's got a young Danny DeVito in it.
Yes. Young Christopher Lloyd.
Who's the guy I'm sorry. He's always crying. He's like the old Jew. That's not DeVito.
Oh,
right?
no.
DeVito's the cigarette guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he almost doesn't look like Danny DeVito.
Yeah, Martini.
He's not fat at all.
Yeah, Martini. There's a bunch of people like the guy who was in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Mr. Vargas.
Who's the dude who kills himself with scissors?
That's
the stuttering guy. Billy.
It's Billy Dorff. Was it the actor?
Yeah,
because he was in like Deadwood. He was in.
He's
Dune.
the voice of Chucky.
Exactly, voice of Chucky.
Yes.
He always plays obscure characters, very offbeat, obscure characters. He won an Oscar for that. You know something? He was actually really good.
My favorite part.
His acting is actually really good in it. It
As a
truly
kid,
is.
my dad we used to watch One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest a lot. He had it on tape.
Yeah.
We were actually talking about this. We can talk about this, and then fucking Ruth, and then we'll take a break.
Yeah, sure.
The scene where he recreates the World Series. He's mad they won't put the World Series on, and he gets everybody
That's his
hyped.
first power.
I love that scene. Like as a kid, I remember being like this. That was when I was like, this movie's awesome.
Yeah, that's a totally good sequence. It absolutely, and something that I like. It stood the test of time.
One
like,
thing
it makes
I
sense in
wish
the
they
script.
would have done in the movie that I guess the book does is the book is narrated by the chief. Like he's a very prominent character in the book, but the movie they wanted it to be like the big shock is that he's been lucid the whole time. Like
and
he just can't talk,
and he won't talk. And basically, I think it's kind of the racism of it all too. Just kind of put him in there.
But he's narrates the movie.
Character.
Now in the book, I think you don't know who's narrating it, and then at the end you find out it's the chief.
Yep.
But he's got a way more prominent role, and I think you kind of know.
He becomes prominent in the last 30 minutes. He's much more relevant.
And I think you kind of know halfway through the book, like I think he's a little smarter than he lets on.
Yeah. No, it is. That's a good sequence too. When he reveals to him that he can talk and he can hear him because he gives him a stick because they're going to get electroshock therapy.
The next time I go to my dad's, I'm going to go through his VHSs and see what he hasn't put softcore porn over because we had Cinemax and he fucking went wild with his. That was a dumb thing that he captured a lot of moments. My dad has Live Challenger on VHS because he actually recorded it. Like,
because it was a news event. Like it was like a big thing.
We watched that Netflix thing about Challenger.
I wanted to watch
We watched all 4 episodes last night.
Is it actually is it a documentary kind of, or
each episode's about 40 minutes?
Interesting.
It's really good.
Did they talk about the O-rings?
And I saw a documentary about the O-rings 10 years ago, but this gets way more in depth. For the first time, they actually play cleaned up audio. Like when they show it, you hear the. Because when you hear the TV version, it's literally like a.
Yeah.
Like you barely hear the explosion
because I think
that's
miles.
I think that's why people were confused because it wasn't this monstrous explosion. Like it was going up and then it just kind of poofs into smoke. So I think people were like, "Wait, did it leave the atmosphere? Is that what it does when it leaves
and then
the atmosphere?"
Engines totally kept going.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Now the documentary does a good job of it, but when you watch the live footage, you see people's confusion. Like actually in the live footage, a couple people are clapping. Like they think it's like the end of it. They're like, then it takes 30 seconds for it to
sink
for
in.
even the news to be like, I think something's wrong.
Oh man.
So they get into all of that. Then they get into like how much NASA tried to cover it up.
Yep.
And how much they knew going into it. It kind of makes you be like, fuck NASA. Dude.
Yeah, no, yeah, NASA. Its best days were behind it,
and I love space.
Yeah, it's
but they definitely say that like Kennedy and NASA kind of they lived on a legacy for a long time,
Yes.
and like NASA was so much in the fabric of the United States. They had pictures of spaceships in every sort of like signage that had to do with the United States.
Absolutely.
And they were kind of and even we looked it up.
And that
The
was
shuttle
very much-
program was done in 2011. Every shuttle, and I didn't realize this. Every person we send into space goes from Russia. There hasn't been an
American launch
since SpaceX.
Wow.
Elon
Jesus.
Musk is the new private
Well,
NASA.
But I always felt kind of bad for the other when the other Challenger when it
Columbia.
when it went into the atmosphere
one I
and
remember.
burned through it, and it was like that's kind of like the Oklahoma City bombing was September 11th.
I think that was the nail in the coffin of we're not
yes.
putting this on TV anymore.
And also
we're gonna do.
We're not going to have this program anymore. It's actually not a good idea.
Well, there's a NASA channel now. But
I mean program meaning the actual the space shuttle itself.
The
They're
shuttle
gonna
program.
shut that down.
Well,
Yeah.
that's all going to be. You don't need to put people in space unless
too
it's to put,
expensive.
unless it's to put them on a colony. Put the rovers. I'm not saying don't go to space.
Yeah.
I'm saying you can build machines to go first.
And you can accomplish just as much.
And then when we need to escape Earth because the sun is imploding, then we go to other planets.
Yeah. That's not going to be for a while. I do believe this. I do in my lifetime. I believe we'll make it to Mars. There'll be humans that make it to Mars.
Yeah.
Not in the current political
Well,
environment.
we might have to colonize another planet so abortion is legal on it.
God.
So Ruth died. Ruth
Yeah.
Bader Ginsburg died.
Yes, that is true.
Old with cancer. I don't understand how the left didn't see this coming.
Well, they did see. They knew it was coming. I mean, it just. I think they were just hoping it wasn't going to happen now. During the election,
49 days away from the election.
Yep.
The process here is that they have a majority in the fucking Senate, so they can just vote a new justice in. And a lot of people think this is happening next week. Now, I've tried to be a little more hopeful, and I'm Mr. Cynical, that since 1975, this process has taken at least 60 days.
Yeah.
So even if they came out today with a fucking announcement, I'm saying like them having to fucking do. I'm sure there's paperwork they have to fill out. Oh yeah, he's a great actor. But like, I don't think they can get it. Even if he announced it tomorrow, I think the process would take until after Election Day. Like, I think it's more likely of them making it the issue to win the election. And then in the lame duck, they'll actually pick the justice.
I wonder how they'll play it. I wonder how they're going to play it. I mean, it's going to be, it'll be an important political narrative. And I think right now the strategists
Someone said the Supreme Court is going to be the biggest, is going to be in the forefront like no other time in history.
I've been saying it's the reason why a Democrat should win for over 20 years. You know, and it's not that big of a deal. Hey, let's look at the Kardashians' ass. God, the ignorance in this country. I was watching a bunch of Trump supporters be interviewed, you know, at some rally, and just like, you know, and the defiance. Oh, you know, here's what it was. It was a Colbert. It was Triumph the Insult Dog was on Colbert, and they had a mock like focus group of 10 Trump supporters, and they had mock Trump ads. Well, one of the mock Trump ads was, you know, it's an impersonator of Donald Trump. Because children are immune to COVID, which is not true. They should be our essential workers. Children police officers, children meat workers, children working as nurses. And they're very cuddly. So there's this funny ad. And then they asked the focus group to talk about it. And this one guy was just like, you know what? Well, I like Trump because he makes money, man. And I like money too, man. And I want to scream some of the things he says. I want to scream. I mean, there was such stupid, ignorant anger in his voice. It's just like, it's gross.
I'm also not naive. I understand that they can within a week just announce a justice, but I just think there's more at play.
If he does that, I think you're right. I think there'll be a lot of people like, we gotta fucking vote now.
Only, like I told you off air, not every Republican is against abortion. I think there are some Republicans middle of the road that are too in the game. They know that you don't want to ruffle people's feathers. So I think they understand that, like, look, man, if you come in here with this abortion shit before the election, you're going to turn off a lot of the middle of the road Republicans, and you're going to wake up a lot of liberals that don't vote because their big thing is the vote don't matter.
Yeah.
Well, now it matters.
Yeah.
I just think there's more. I think there's a slight chance that someone could go, hey, if we do this incorrectly, we can lose the election.
Yeah,
so let's win the election first and then put the justice in. I almost think people are being naive.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean,
to all of a sudden think that, like, now the Republicans are going to be the most competent villains ever.
At the same time, do you look at that rally? Do you actually look at that rally? Look on the edges. There's not that many people there, man. There's really not. There's not. There's like a couple thousand.
So I just think, like I said, there's more. Also, you have to think about this. This could wake people up who weren't going to vote. Now, because so many people are going to be angry about this, you could flip the Senate in the election.
Well, I mean, I think
if that happens, this is a non-issue.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if they flip the Senate, then I think for sure during the lame duck period, if with your theory that they won't,
because they can just turn down anybody.
But he says he's going to announce a woman next week, this coming week. He's going to announce someone.
So you got a week there. But now you got to start taking away days. They got a week there. That's 7 of the 49 days.
Well, I mean,
then they vote them in. That's immediate. But even the process of them saying this person is now a Supreme Court justice, do they send her to an airport immediately to get her to work?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
do you know what I mean? Like, there's
Keith, they're going to get this thing through, and it's going to be a big fuck you.
Also,
to the left,
I think
what they think the left is, which is actually moderate.
The outrage of just people being like, "Hey, why?"
Oh, this fucking Notre Dame cunt! Jesus Christ!
So, but also, like, I think there's people who could say, like, do we want to get into this debate before the election? Like, I get that we can do this, but there's going to be so many we're going to have to waste so much time going on TV explaining ourselves that why do this until after the election?
I think it's all the more reason why you do it as quickly as possible so they don't have to explain themselves. I think it's just, oh, God.
Because that's the one thing I said. All they have to do is badger Mitch McConnell and say, why is this different? Why in 2016 did you say that we must do this after the election because the American people need a voice?
Yeah.
Why is this different?
Because that was a negra.
You need to force him into saying, because we want to get rid of abortion.
Yeah.
And this is our best opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's your goal now.
Yeah.
Force him to tell the truth of why this is different.
Do you know?
And that'll waste time. Just getting them to
think of the Christians who are going to weep tears of joy when Roe v. Wade's finally overturned. It's our slavery issue. We care more about the unborn than the born. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. I'm sorry.
Also, you know what I think is a factor in it too.
What do you mean?
I think there are some hicks like that who, like, you know how some people in LA don't vote because they're just like, well, California's blue, so
yeah.
I think there are some people who are like, well, I don't need to vote. Fucking, he wins every year. To where I think there's probably some sane people in those areas who are just like, I'm gonna fucking vote. And then, like, I wouldn't be surprised if some fucking shit kicker counties go Biden
go
in this election.
Well, I mean, if you look, there are a lot of states in play that typically are not in play. I mean, the battleground states, it's like, it's a different batch of states than it typically is.
Also, is this a game that Republicans might play? Is saying
cheating as much as possible?
Well,
yes.
Like we said off air, you need 4 Republicans to say they won't do it for it not to happen, and we have 2 definitely. Romney has said he won't, but not post Ginsburg dying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Romney seems to hate Trump.
Well, because Trump has been a dick to him.
I think you can add him into we definitely have 3.
We'll see.
So we need 1 more.
Yeah. And that won't happen because here's another thing with the right that pisses me off. They play the margin. I'm so sick of these right-wing politicians winning in other countries 51 to 49%. So there's this illusion of, hey, it's a democracy. Here's a fact that I want to talk about too. When the Supreme Court justice gets in, that'll be 5 Supreme Court justices from presidents who didn't win the popular election. They didn't win the popular election.
Also, wouldn't it be ironic?
We took a count and you didn't win. Most of us don't want you in, so you're a minority.
Also,
so
wouldn't it be
off.
ironic that if a impeached president who has done nothing in his 4-some years as president would be one of the few to quickly get his Supreme Court justice put through?
Well, of course, that's one of their main strategies, man. I mean, and that's very much, it's McConnell remembering Robert Bork being voted down.
But what I was going to say
and
is...
he's held a fucking axe to grind ever since then because he's a piece of shit.
I think, and this is speaking to that fourth person that needs to block this.
Yeah.
I think there has to be multiple Republicans with sway who is going to say, well, I agree that we need a very conservative Supreme Court. You have fucked up this COVID thing so much that this is what we need to focus on.
I can't imagine anyone standing up to him. They are all complicit in this horrible attack on fundamental parts of our country that have been bedrock for
now
50
again, I'm
years.
just trying to not be like, I'm not naive.
Yeah.
I also probably think before the election, we probably will have a 6-3 Supreme Court.
Well,
and here's another why that's wicked too, because I told this to her and she countered it because she's smarter than me. Where I said, it's going to be 6-3. Let's not just take anything. Let's not take anything to the Supreme Court ever again. Then,
well, I can't.
And then, but she said, she goes, then the states will be able to do whatever the fuck they want.
Well, it's also, and they've lined up so many cases. The way cases get to the Supreme Court, that's very strategic. There's a whole appeal process, and you literally have to go through a process to get to it.
You need to have several. It needs to be rejected so many times in other appellate courts and shit too, right?
And there's the federal bench that's out. Other what your girlfriend was saying, man, about other circuits out there. That a lot of them kind of work up from. And they're appointed by the president too. I used to do federal cases, man. When I did fair housing discrimination, Keith, we had to go to federal judges because it's the Federal Fair Housing Act, one of the other pillars of the civil rights movement that is under siege right now, just to let you know, too. So Trump said you don't have to affirmatively market affordable housing. You don't have to do that. So anyway, that you basically say it's saying you're not going to have affordable housing in your suburban areas, so blacks won't move there. Even though it's a complete fucking misnomer, because everyone needs affordable housing. Black people, white people, Asian people, Latin people, gay people, straight people, trans people, because it's housing. We
also
need
another
it.
reason why I think Republicans will jump on this immediately is it's a way to take the attention off protests.
Off COVID.
Protests and COVID.
Yeah, it's to do that. It's just. It will be. I will
it's
be
a big
curious
deal.
to
It's
see.
bad. I'm not saying it's good.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
But I just think there's. Like I said before, I think there's strategy involved that it might not be advantageous to them to rush this through. But I don't think those cool heads will prevail.
No, this is what we've been doing for decades, and I'm sure there are right-wing prick think tanks in D.C. who are just salivating over this opportunity, salivating. It's just, to me, even beyond the abortion issue, what is so disturbing about it is the way and their whole views of economic regulation. It's just another way for the corporate machine to just squeeze as much as humanly possible out of everything. It's just like, Jesus Christ, and then pawn it off as freedom. They want every law to be in their damn favor. It's all about assessing the risk of losing.
See what Judge Janine Pirro has to offer here.
Yeah, I like that guy's facial expression.
That's Greg Gutfeld. See, the guide's all off. This is Gutfeld. He used to be a professional wrestler.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh, that's my girl Kat Timpf. See the blonde girl in the lower corner?
With
I actually
glasses?
like her. She used to write for the National. She's like
What'd she write for?
Now she works for Fox News. She does their web shit. But she used to write for the National Review.
Oh God, that rag.
Her dad's but she's funny. She has a podcast. She used to do stand up in New York, and she still does a little bit. I actually like Kat Timpf. She's not like a psycho. She's BLM. She's not like a racist.
Yeah.
She actually, when bad shit happens, she speaks out against it. She's not like a fucking total right wing Tommy Lahren. She is one of the true people that, and even though it's annoying, socially fiscally conservative, socially liberal.
Yeah,
that is exactly how I would describe.
Yeah,
her.
well, I mean,
her dad works for Ford. He's a big fucking Ford fucking stuff. She's all about American products and shit. but
Yeah.
she's not like awful.
Yeah. Well, the National Review is a terrible magazine, and that's very much.
She doesn't
the
work for them
intellectual
anymore.
right.
She quit the National
Well,
Review.
yeah. Well, the fact that she got her
do
teeth
Fox
cut
stuff.
there, I dismiss her, Keith. Anyway, so are we at the halfway point now? Halftime?
We can be at the halfway point. You
Let's
want to
do
take
it.
a break?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, we'll be back
Get a little
here
water.
in like a minute. We're gonna do a word from our sponsors, as done by Adam Crocious.
At Blue Cross Blue Shield, we've been protecting millions of people for over 75 years. It's what gives us the experience and understanding to help you find a plan that fits where you are today and where you'll be tomorrow. Get spring break styles for the entire family. Tees and tanks for just $5 and thousands of other amazing styles all on sale. Run to Old Navy. There are moments that define who we are, what we stand for, and where we're going. Made with pride, crafted with passion. Jeep Cherokee. Find love again. Right on the Gulf Coast. Beau Rivage. A feeling like no other. To succeed in our ever-changing, busy world, you've got to create your own brilliant website. Wix makes it simple. Create your website today. It's easy and it's free. Every time you raise a Pacifico, let it be a reminder to live life anchors up. Imagine waking up to the enticing aroma of bacon, sausage, fluffy eggs, and a whiff of delectable hash browns. Stop imagining. Get to McDonald's for the deluxe breakfast platter, because nobody has ever woken up to the fresh smell of cereal.
3, 2, 1. All right, we're back. Took a break, ate some meatballs,
Yeah, they were good.
made
Good
a little
snack.
bit.
Little snack.
It was a good little snack.
Got a glass of water in me.
Yeah.
You know.
You're almost done with your big, tall Pacifico,
Oh,
your
yeah, no,
big, tall Mexican beer we're cracking into. I'm just starting it right now.
I put it down.
We're cracking into a little movie called 200 Cigarettes.
Yeah, I remember this being kind of a hit movie.
This is from
I didn't see it.
1999. I'm going to have to watch how much we actually put on audio-wise, because there's a lot of music in this movie. So we can kind of hear it in the background. We got fucking I Want Candy in the background. Wait till you see this cast. This is 1999. Look at all these names that pop up.
All the kind of hot young actors
Yeah.
at that time.
It's an MTV Productions, obviously.
Oh, man.
They used to write books, too. The Perks of Being a Wallflowers was like an MTV book.
And Lakeshore presents.
Yeah. Dog Star Films. Every independent film company is like Dog Breath Film, fucking
Yeah, Affleck.
Wanderers
the Afflecks
Guild.
are in this.
Dave Chappelle.
Chappelle's in this. Wow, this is a cast.
Guillermo Diaz. He's
Yep.
from fucking
He's been in stuff.
yeah. Angela Featherstone, Janine Garofalo.
Wow. Yeah, I used to have a crush on her.
Gabby Hoffman
Used to have
of
a total
fucking
crush
Now
on
and
her.
Then fame. We have a young Kate Hudson.
Whoa, is this pre?
Catherine Kellner. We have Courtney Love.
Wow, what a cast.
We have Brian Okay, that's maybe not. Jay Moore.
Jay Moore. Yeah, this is a cast.
It's a huge cast. Nicole Parker, famous black actress. Martha Plimpton.
dated Matt Dwyer, a friend of mine.
No shit.
For 6 months.
That's fun. She seems fun. Christina Ricci.
Whoa, I always had a crush.
Paul
on
Rudd.
Rudd. Jesus. Yeah, they got a cast in this one.
Both Afflecks are in this movie.
Exactly.
Casey and Ben.
That was. I want to see who directed this. Actually,
Okay.
We'll
It was
get there. We'll get there. I mean, just a
okay.
little
It was a
fun.
woman.
Oh, was it Penelope? Penelope Spheres?
No, it's
no,
like unknown. I don't think like you can't find I had to illegally download this. This is like it's on my wish list for Google Play. Like you can't buy this online.
Those
My mom has-
fucking
my mom
credits are so late 90s, by the way.
My mom has this on VHS. That's how I even saw it. Look at all those executive producers. That means this movie was in development hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Betsy Beers,
Trying to get this thing across the finish line.
Shauna Larson wrote it.
She wrote.
Risa Brahman Garcia.
Wow, they never.
Yeah. New Year's Eve, New York City, 1981.
81, man. This is when it was still tough.
New York City that can beat this right here, baby. It's good music.
I think it was
feeling it.
this is about the end of disco too. Like kind of disco dies with this, right? Or am I confusing with the last days of disco?
Oh, look out.
Do cabs even exist anymore?
What's that? Oh, cabs?
I'm joking.
Oh,
but, like,
dude, I have
there are not as many of them.
If you called one, it would take a long time for it to get there. We're definitely past the days. So the premise of this movie, just to cut into so we don't have to watch the whole, I could skip around.
Yeah.
They're all going to a New Year's Eve party. Martha Plimpton is throwing a party, and the movie is basically everyone's journey to the party.
Okay.
Paul Rudd's just broken up with Janine Garofalo, and he's being a sad sack. Dave Chappelle picks up basically everybody in the movie he interacts with at some point through him picking up in a cab. So
those mutton chops are actually not early 80s. I'm sorry. They just people had sideburns then. Those mutton chops are those sideburns are actually early 70s. They're off on this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bummed out because now you're
Well, maybe they're like, he's like stuck in the 70s. It's 81 still. There's probably a little 70. Did the 80s hit that hard?
No. You want to know the first year of the 80s? The first true year of the 80s? 3.
Yeah.
When we were watching the All-Star game a couple weeks ago, that to me is very much like a transition time in the
That's
culture.
when New Order hit.
83.
Blue Monday.
83 was the transition. The sideburns weren't that well sculpted too. They were just kind of like hairy,
bullshit. Well, I'm sorry that it's my birthday. Believe me. I'm sorry that I was born at all.
Oh, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Oh, fuck both of y'all. That's what I say.
Fucking Frank.
Chappelle.
Yeah.
Yeah, Courtney Love. She had a career
She's
for a
not
while.
a bad actress. I'm not opposed to.
Yeah. She
Courtney
was in
Love
Sid and
movies.
Nancy too. She was young
She
and Sid
was.
and Nancy. Love to love you.
Yeah.
Love to love you, baby.
All right, here's where now we're at Plimpty's. So this is the setup to the party. She's your classic.
Nervous.
No one's gonna come to this party.
Oh God.
What was I thinking? What? Do you realize I got this recipe off a box of cream cheese?
That is the
I don't
Go-Go's
even
who were
recognize
good.
myself.
There's no
Go-Go's
way
were
to
great.
avoid it. We're not gonna be able. I'm gonna get flagged aggressively, but
Yeah.
we're putting the episode up.
Yeah,
I am not
absolutely.
gonna fucking waver.
No one's going to show up at your party. Yes, they will.
No.
They will show up at your
Yeah,
party.
they do. She passes out drunk before they do.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
No one's coming. No. The losers will be here. All the people I hate.
She really
will
sunk
be
a lot
here.
of money. I've never gone that hard for a party.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you have to. Well, it's,
I've never bought decorations for a party. Have you ever bought decorations
Absolutely.
for a party?
Absolutely, I've had to.
What
yeah.
party?
God, I don't even remember it. So I used to have a lot of parties. I've been to a lot of different parties in
I
my
had a
life.
party. What was the best party you ever threw? Was it a young, like my parents are out of town? Have you ever done that?
Oh, I did that. I avoided that. It was interesting. My parents were out of town, and I had a big house. I lived in a big house, 4 bedrooms. I was in a half-acre plot, big house. I just had my immediate friends, like 6 guys, come over. We had like a case of beer and smoked pot. That's all it was. Well, the rumor got out that my parents were out of town.
Ooh.
People started to fucking knock on the
Just
door.
come over.
And I was like, but there was another party down the street at Mark Levine's house. And I was like, no, man, you got to go to Mark Levine's. I'm not having a party here. I had to do that like 15 times, man. Like it was like I had to put the wall up pretty hard.
So did you not have the party?
No, I had it with my close friends. That's all it was. I was not going to.
Oh, buddy,
It was
I
not
threw
going
a
to turn
party.
into 30, 80 people, whatever,
So my stepdad and mom went out of town, and stupidly, we didn't think our neighbors were going to see what we were
Well, of
doing and
course,
rat us
that
out.
always
So that
happens,
happened. But
yeah.
my mom was cool and didn't tell us this until years later. So it started out as one of those things where like, we're going to get a few people over.
Yeah.
But then throughout the day, it caught fire.
Yep.
And it ended up being a 40-person, like...
Yeah, like a bash.
We fucking... my fucking girlfriend's boyfriend's brother banged his girlfriend in our basement, and we
Yeah.
all heard it. Like,
Yeah.
it was a good party.
Yeah.
Smoked weed in the house. We had, like, people in the backyard front. Like, it was a party.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone slept in the bathtub.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And what got us caught is... I had a case of Heineken left over from the party, and I put it in a big box that had a bunch of my sister's shit in it, and I put blankets over it, and I forgot about it. So like a month later, my fucking mom found it, and she just goes, "Hey, dumbass, if you fucking hide your beer next time." But then she told us like, "Oh yeah, we knew you threw that party." Because the neighbors told her when they got back in town, the neighbors were like, "Yeah, your kids threw a party." But we cleaned up. The only thing I was really worried about is the night of the party, I got drunk and fell into my mom's closet, and it came off the hinges.
Oh, yeah.
And I put it back, but it was still like not
perfect. Yeah.
It was like loose, like it moved a little bit.
Yeah,
like it wasn't completely.
And she's going to notice that.
She didn't notice that. She found alcohol.
Yeah.
And the neighbors fucking ratted us out, those fucking weird fucking swinging hippies. She used to sell sex toys, our neighbor. She would have like dildo parties where they would like have all the
passion parties.
All
as
the
they call
ladies
it.
come over and they would fucking flick their beans in the bathroom and shit.
God.
So these are some New York fucking. This is Christina Ricci and Gabby Hoffman. They're from the fucking Long Island, and they're coming in for this New Year's Eve party.
But they're weird like her. Hey. That's okay. I like weird guys. I mean, I can get into that shit. So where's this party?
New York was still New York then. It was not what it is now.
No, she freaks out because they're like on Avenue B. Like Gabby Hoffman is like
City. Yeah,
Gabby Hoffman's like terrified.
Yeah, well, Lower East Side. I remember going to the Lower East Side in the 90s, and it was still rough around the. My buddy was a cokehead, and he would we'd be at a bar, and all of a sudden where'd he go? And he would go out for like an hour, and he'd come back with like a bunch of coke, and he would just go out and like do some outside, bring it into the bar. It was just, and I think he just liked walking the streets and like feeling the energy of it, man.
Listen to their accent.
I'm carrying around in that pocketbook a fucking Encyclopedia Britannica. I got makeup and shit in there. Makeup and shit?
In there?
Well, that's just great. We're totally fucked on New Year's Eve with a pocketbook full of makeup and this shithole building address. What should we do? There's nothing we can do.
I
We're
like
fucked.
Christina Ricci. I find her attractive.
She's good. I mean, before he went completely crazy, I was at a party with Owen Benjamin.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and he told me she is a psychopath. He dated her for a long time, and he was like, he wasn't even sounding he was just like, you can tell when I brought it up because like that we were like, oh yeah, you dated Christina Ricci, and he gave me the look like he had to go to therapy after their breakup. Like, I guess she has real kind of like issues.
Oh,
that
of
like,
course. Well, she's
like
an
he
actor.
said, he was like, dude. He was like, she's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I could believe that. I mean, whatever. It's, the whole fucking...
I know a couple actors. Adam Goldberg has said the same thing about her.
Oh, interesting.
That like, I've a few actors that have dated her have been like, dude, she's a little off, that Christina Ricci.
Yeah. Here's Affleck,
Yep. He's a bartender. Fucking like a lumberjack.
You used to go out with her?
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
Is that supposed to be Grace Jones?
I don't know.
She was in Boogie Nights.
That's Nicole Parker.
Yeah, she was in Boogie Nights. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's like upset, so she's dating this fucking
British guy?
Irish guy. The Irish guy is Martha Plimpton's ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
And she is now upset that they're going to a party at his ex's house.
My buddy Matt Dwyer said that he was very intimidated by Martha Plimpton's friend. It was like, Tom
they seem
Stopper.
very artsy, yeah.
Her father was
a playwright, wasn't he?
I think her father was the guy. My buddy is writing
he's like a
Sam Shepard. I think.
What about George Plimpton? The guy that used to talk in the baseball documentary.
Yeah.
Back in the Southern days of baseball.
Well, he wrote a book about every sport. Paper Lion was one of his books, where he actually played. He went to like the training camps.
He talked like Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World.
He was a lockjaw.
I had the old school British, like New England accent.
It was a continental, almost like a Grace Kelly thing.
Yeah.
Lockjaw when he'd speak, And yes, when I played for the Detroit Lions. He said the most close-knit team is hockey teams. Hockey teams are truly the most close-knit team, But he went to like spring training one year, with like a team. He'd write a book on his experience. That was sort of his big thing.
Yeah.
He also did the documentary on when we were kings about the Ali.
Oh, yeah. That got made into a movie. Movie.
Yeah. It was a documentary with... Pardon me, Jesus, with Ali and Foreman, their fight. It's a great documentary, actually. Norman Mailer is interviewed in it too. It's dated, but it's good because they show pictures of Norman Mailer because Norman Mailer went there in '74.
You hear that name and you're like, that guy killed himself.
Norman Mailer, he just died of old age.
Yeah.
He wrote the Executioner song, but Gary Gilmore was the first execution in the country in 9 years because the death penalty was made illegal from 67 to 76.
Gary Gilmore, David's brother, used to just hang around at the concerts. It
was deemed cruel and unusual, but then that was a big thing the right did. Damn it, we're going to kill these people because these liberal judges are letting them off. They want people to murder your family. That's what they want. Willie Horton. My God, these liberals are going to they're going to let everyone out of the fucking prison.
Look at them 80s dancing. She wants to bang. Here we go. We got Kate Hudson. She's about to go on a date with Jay Moore, who's the asshole of the movie.
It's Kate Hudson sweet, obviously.
She racially profiles Dave Chappelle here.
Wait, No,
you're gonna rob me.
This was her. This is before Almost Famous, or
no,
right,
Almost Famous was like 98. I think this was right
Almost
after.
Famous was 2000.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was 2000.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, 20 years ago. 20 fucking years ago.
Oh, I'm getting old, baby.
There you are. Fucking A, man. I'm ancient.
So like that's what so you remember 81.
Absolutely.
How many cars like that were around? Like those big boxy like fucking boat cars.
Oh, they were
the compact car hadn't yet to catch fire.
It was just starting to happen because the late 70s and OPEC and the oil embargo killed the big automobile. It killed it. So they changed a lot of the design to like plastic parts. It used to be all metal, or not all, but a lot of it more metal. They made them lighter. The K car, which was the Chrysler product that saved Chrysler in the early 80s, was made in 1981. That was like a smaller car, like a Ford Fairmont. We had Ford Fairmonts. That's what I grew up with. You know? Well, that was an AMC product. It started to get a little bit more fuel efficient by the early 80s, but the big boxy car was still around. Absolutely. No doubt about it.
Chevy Novas were little hot rods.
Oh, yeah. Novas were good. That was kind of a hip car. I remember the Nova.
You can turn
was cool.
Novas into like hot rods, actually.
Yeah. No, the Novas were okay, man. I mean, if I had the money to buy it, I would buy a 69 Fury 3. I had one for 4 years.
He convinces her. She's adorable in this movie. He convinces her to get in the cab.
Well, she's cool. You know? I like her. I'm a fan of hers. I like her acting. I think she's...
Hollywood star, Hollywood royalty.
Absolutely.
Rock Hudson. No, I'm just kidding.
His beard.
Well, it was Goldie Hawn and like who else?
Well,
who's the Hudson?
Well, Hudson was some actor that wasn't a known actor, but basically her father was Kurt Russell.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically who she was essentially.
Yeah, she was raised by him.
Yeah, I mean, or from a very young age.
This is the worst when your friend is clearly being like, I don't think people are going to come.
Yeah, well, it's because you're nervous because you're still a half an hour beforehand. Do people still write things on matchbook covers?
No, but see that's the redhead that's with her gave him her number.
Getting a number, that was like a threshold.
Well, there was no other way to get a hold of somebody.
Well, in the 90s, as a guy, I got her number, man. I got her number. If you watch Swingers,
look, they're sharing a cig.
Yep.
He was the most successful artist I've dated this year, and he was kind of nice, you know?
Yeah, being an artist.
Too nice.
You're Andy Warhol.
Oh, I think this is all like, what's the area where the Comedy Cellar is? Like the Village. I think this is all the Village.
Well, the Alphabet City, Lower East Side, where my buddy owned a condo, who knows nothing about real estate. The market was so hot, he bought it for $106,000 and sold it for $220,000 1 year later.
Nice.
1 year later, and from 2000 to 2001.
And then he bought a bunch of cocaine.
Well, he actually went and he bought a house in City Island, which is actually northern. God, and I remember his Manhattan friends were like, oh my God, how can you go to City Island? Oh, all those weird like New York classist things. How could you possibly go to City Island? It's actually kind of cool. I like City Island.
Look at a lot of number given.
Do you know who lived in City Island?
The pressure of hanging on to that napkin.
Well, exactly. Oh, yeah, that was something you had to keep. Sometimes you lose the number, and you're like, fuck, I like that girl.
Yeah.
That woman. Getting the number, that was broad, a big thing.
Let's face it, Crow, you were calling them broads.
No,
skirts.
Not then. No, but I was afraid of women. I still am.
When did Sam Kinison hit? When did he start screaming about broads?
I first thought of him as like in 86. And then he was in Back to School. Back to School was a big movie, obviously, when you think of Sam Kinison.
Who was the president in 81? Reagan?
Reagan got elected, yeah.
Reagan got elected?
Was elected in 80, became president in January of 81. And the beginnings of all the things we're experiencing now, which have always been there, the beginnings of his policies, the long-term effect of his policies, we feel today. For example, not funding mental health institutions. There's not the infrastructure in place to deal with mental illness like there used to be. State used to have more of a role in that. Now it doesn't have that role. And now there are more homeless people as a result, because you're always going to have a certain percentage of people in this country or in this world that are mentally ill and families cannot deal with. They just can't deal with them. So what happens? They end up on the street, which I find rather inhumane. I actually find that cruel. And not appropriate, and actually expensive, and dirty, and messy. And I just think that there could be better ways of managing that population. Essentially, the mentally ill get managed by our prison system and by work that I do. We're not really set up for that. I'm not a mental health facility person. I know nothing about counseling or anything. I know finance.
It's funny. Right now, I'm imagining being at a New Year's party and just having some.
Yeah. I've ruined many a first date. Many a first date. Talking about politics.
Yeah. Oh, she's upset. She's upset that they're on Avenue B.
So, do you want to stop and get a drink?
I don't know, do you?
Yes.
So that's there. Do you? What's your opinion on someone like that who, when you suggest a plan, they're like, whatever you want to do?
get a drink.
If you want
you know something? As the guy, you got to make the decision.
Yeah.
And I'm not always comfortable with that because my mom was so particular and didn't want to be bossed around because her second wave feminism made her very touchy about certain things men did. And that was one of the things she didn't like, was being told what to do, because that was obviously what happened to her with her father. So she projected that out onto all men, including men who were actually 8 years old, who were going to be men, and then distorting their perceptions of reality.
Yeah.
So anyway, affecting their life. But yeah, you have to be assertive. A woman wants you to be decisive.
I figure we use whatever we're going to watch of this movie. We got week 2 NFL.
They're willing to go with you.
Week 2 NFL. What do you think? Since the games are literally going on as we do this podcast, essentially, people are listening to this.
The season's already over
on Sunday.
The Queens are in transition and they blow. Although my fantasy team, I think I'm going to be okay.
I think, I had fucking one of the Cincinnati fucking players. Oh, I had Chubb. I had Nick Chubb.
I had Nick Chubb.
Well.
I had Nick Chubb. Yeah, and I'm playing. I played a couple of good teams, and I think I'm going to beat them both. And they're 2 of the top 6 teams in the league. And
so what do you? Both. I was thinking of this because I was listening to a radio show, and it's one of my favorite shows. But they were getting into, and this is where I started getting annoyed with fucking capitalism. Is they were complaining
this
that
is not capitalism we live in. It's a corporatocracy.
That they were like, oh yeah, and then before the game, everybody's pandering, doing their kneeling. That's what a lot of the comics are calling that the NFL kneeling. They're all pandering. The NFL is just pandering.
What does that even mean? They're pissed off of people getting murdered.
Pandering is a word people use only to talk about left-wing stuff. Like, you could be pandering just saying the word pandering. To me, saying something is pandering is just pandering to fucking right-wing asshole shit.
Yeah.
And they're big against, why people argue against it is like, well, the people are not watching, and now the fucking league's not going to get a good television deal next time, and they're not going to be able to pay the players as much. Like someone said, like, Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson make $40 million each. How could they think the league is racist?
It is...
Like, what does that have to do with they could, just because they begrudgingly, also the team pays them, not Roger Goodell.
Yeah, it's not they make money if you make money. Bill Russell was the dominant player of the NBA in the 1960s. Now times are different now, 1960s. When he bought a house in Boston, people broke into it and rubbed shit on his walls. This is probably one of the most famous people in the city, probably one of the most famous people in the country, and that happened to him. So what if he made money, which he probably didn't make a lot of money back then, but so what if you make money? People can still burn a cross in your fucking neighborhood. People still feel superior to you. You know, that is a problem.
But
you know, it's
I used to even agree with this, but I'm getting sick of it now. The whole like, well, you're the NFL. You shouldn't be involved in politics at all. You should just focus on football.
I'm so sick of that too. You know, let them do what they want to do, for crying out loud. You know, they got you coming or going with their racism. You know, it's just like, oh my God, you ruined it. What did you do?
Boom.
Oh my God, the date's gone crazy. Oh my God, what's going to happen more is not going to step up to the plate.
Oh, she's running in the bathroom.
Yeah, what you do at that point is you actually... Well,
also, that looks like a bar of people speaking nothing but Turkish and Ukrainian.
By the way, I want to go to a bar like that again. I want to see... Because that's what Chicago bars were like. They were small... Uh-oh. They're on Avenue B. Yep. They're in the dangerous
Someone
neighborhood.
Just hopped out of a fucking car.
They stole a battery. You know?
He was in that hood.
I tell you what, I'm telling you, crime was literally that blatant, I think, in the city at that time.
The comic Giannis Pappas grew up in New York in like the 70s and 80s, and he said when he was 12, he got stabbed, like walking down the street.
Oh, I could believe that, yeah.
That like someone just fucking tried to rob him and stab him.
Yeah, it was extremely, it is just not, honest to God, Manhattan, no, it's still Manhattan. It's Manhattan, it's New York City. It's just kind of safe and dull now. I mean, it's still got an excitement to it, but it's not what it once was. It's not the Basquiat, whatever that artist is. It's not that whole thing of like that era of New York is long gone. That is long. I remember hearing about this area when I was like a kid.
Never saw someone carrying a jam box down the street.
I saw it many times when I was a kid. In D.C., many times.
Big jam box era?
Absolutely, man. Hold them up to your ear. Absolutely. They made those illegal on the L in Chicago because they didn't want your music to be too loud, you know? The punk guys, the punk scene was something, man. So you have to go comfort her. That's what you do, right? As
she
a guy.
makes it worse. Well, she's in the female bathroom.
But you wait for her outside, right? Don't you wait for? Is that what?
Oh,
is that
he
the
waits.
move?
He's not. He didn't
Hey.
leave. But look at her. She drops the lipstick in the fucking sink that's filled with. I remember that era. That was like my childhood, where you'd go into a bathroom and it was like kind of unhealthy to be in there.
Yeah, and she got a stain on it. Yep.
I would just leave it. Like she makes it worse. You're making it worse.
Yeah, just.
But then she goes back for the lipstick. She reaches her hand in there to get the lipstick.
Yeah, there's probably razor blades in there.
Oh, dude,
yeah, I remember
that's
that.
shit water.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
is fecal matter in there.
God. Ugh.
So when I was a kid, I drank. Have you ever drank a pop that had ashes in it or cigarette butts in it?
Mistakenly one time and spit it out immediately.
My dad used to, before he moved into the basement of my grandparents, he stayed in this little tiny room that we used to call the office because it had a desk attached to the wall.
Yeah.
And then like a bed and a TV in front of the bed. That is what you were able to fit in this room. And he used to have pop cans everywhere because he didn't drink for a few years.
Yep.
And I took a big ass drink of this pop and it was just soaked with cigarette butts. And I just remember it burned.
Yeah.
I didn't puke, but I wanted to. It scarred me for a long time.
Of course, we're talking about it now.
Yeah.
That memory. Yeah, I've done that
I distinctly remember it. I also remember him always telling me multiple times that my sister was conceived in that room.
Jesus.
Because there was 3 bedrooms in that house and there were 6 kids. So it was like 3 to a bedroom.
God.
But once
you want to hear that?
Once enough kids
This is
moved
where
out,
your sister.
You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it.
No, I'm saying exactly. I'm saying you meaning you. You didn't want to hear that.
There's Elvis
obviously.
Costello.
There we go.
They didn't know it was him. He ends up at the party.
Because it's such a hip party that, like, hey,
yeah,
it started out like it's a bad thing, but it ended up being a good thing.
Yeah.
It's the best New Year's party we ever had.
Do you want to skip a little bit?
Hey, it's fine, man. Yeah, absolutely. I'm fine with that.
Look at that.
I remember going to the Lower East Side in 1990. I went to Max Fish.
Wait, we'll see how long we can get into them.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Let's do it. That's fine.
It's only an hour and 41 minutes.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
That's also when you know it's pre-2000s because, like, this is an hour and 41 minutes, and I bet you part of the reason it wasn't as big as they were like, this is a little long. Like, I remember when movies were like an hour and 20 minutes.
I always thought of them as being 2 hours, and it got shortened down.
2 hours to me was long as a kid, though. Like, Star Wars is 2 hours long.
Yeah.
My dad used to do that bullshit when he would pass out drunk.
Yeah.
But I was there. Like, the apartment wasn't going to, the house wasn't going to burn down.
Yeah. Yep.
But, a lot of people don't realize that, like...
She's nodding off from heroin. She went and shot up in the...
yeah.
In the
no,
bathroom.
she's just bored because her friend's boring.
Hey.
Wake up.
Take a nap.
She's got a ring watch. She's got a watch that's a ring. See how she looks at it?
Yeah. Yeah, 9:25 is early.
The 80s to me also rings of the beginning of when little trinkets from Taiwan came into the United States.
Absolutely.
Ring watches and fucking stone rocks, pet rocks.
Pet rocks were big in the late 70s. They were big. There was more of a 70s thing, but definitely like trinkets.
The
and
swag
stuff.
era.
And it was also like there was still this sort of like kind of retro, like being into like 50s, like sort of like late 50s, like that was kind of a hip thing to be into. You were a hipster in the 80s if you were kind of like B-52s, had a beehive hairstyle or something, or like the punk rock scene was very influenced by like the thin leather tie. That was a tie in the late 50s, so like that kind of look fashion wise looked back on that era. Like that was definitely a thing that was a look back then, Coloring, because everything was earth tone in the 70s, but then it got bright in the 80s. So by 83, 84, that's when it got really bright.
I remember before my grandparents got new furniture in the 90s, they had this ugly ass canary yellow with like almost Capricorn orange and brown shit on it.
Of course, earth tones were dominant. I swear to God, Reagan took his hand off the Bible, and that immediately changed.
And then
that and the NASL went up belly up. So the North American Soccer League, and kids didn't play soccer anymore; they played football.
I remember
we are American. That's what we do.
My dad's house had paneling in the hallway.
Oh yeah, big in the late 70s. Well, when I grew up in a townhouse in the late 70s, when my parents first got split up, the basement was all wood paneling. Wood paneling.
And what was on that paneling, Crocious? Playboy centerfolds.
Not mine, but I remember going over to friends of mine's houses, and their parents let them have Playboy centerfields. Put me in cold. I'm ready to play.
Speaking of center fields, what I watched earlier today was the Billy Bob Bad News Bears.
Ooh, that one. Was it okay? Was it bad? Was it okay?
I think it's less dirty.
Yeah.
Then it's only dirty because Billy Bob Thornton is just like, hey, dummy. Like the original Bad News Bears is a little hardcore.
Oh yeah, it is not PC. My supervisor at my job as kids,
Walter Matthau's calling his players fucking chinks.
Oh yeah, the racial thing is all over the place, man. I think it's funny. I remember seeing it in the theater and loving it as a kid because it was a baseball themed movie. I loved it when I was 7 years old.
So I'm going to spoil another thing for you. So the whole time, so they're trying to ditch him. They are now ditching him by saying like an ex-boyfriend that I just thought was lost has called me and I'm going to go out with him. It ends up through questioning because everyone breaks up with him and you find out that he's terrible in bed. Like everyone tells him you're the worst lover I've ever had unequivocally.
God, sounds like me one time. When I had my rebound from Candace, there was a woman that I had a kind of a thing with.
You got to learn to not cry through it.
I for 4 years, I had kept maintaining this text relationship with her. Knew she was into me. She just gotten divorced. I just broke up out of a long-term relationship. We had makeup sex.
This is where he finds out that he's terrible in bed. He's badgering her the whole time.
We had makeup sex, okay? And she was really like her aggression. She started punching me in the middle of sex, which I found very odd. And I mean like full-on rage-filled slamming her. I mean, I don't. She wanted to get fucked or something. It was.
Yeah.
She literally, was like punching me hard. I was like, what's going on? This is not really turning me on. Okay.
Crocious, if there's anything,
high school?
If there's anything
Christ,
that
sorry.
feminist literature has taught me, it's that women want to come too.
What? Yeah. Okay. Yes.
I'm just kidding. I'm not. All the alt comics I hung out with in Chicago always would like, I don't know how much I believe, like they all made it seem like they were these fucking like I read a lot of feminist pamphlets as a kid, like where?
Yeah, were they being handed out? Were they being handed out at your junior high school?
You mean
this is when he realizes he's...
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
All right, so at this point, Courtney Love and Paul Rudd have agreed to bang. Because they're just like, we need to get you out of this funk. Let's fuck. And they're about to bang in this bathroom, and Janine Garofalo catches them because he's wearing shoes that she bought him.
By the way, having a tattoo back in the early 80s, that was
hardcore.
You were making a
saucy
statement.
gal.
You know?
This is a saucy gal. Make sure my mom doesn't see your fucking Notre Dame logo on your shoulder.
Yeah, exactly.
Your pot of gold with a rainbow in it.
Yeah, that was like if you had an ankle tattoo, wow.
Maybe a toe ring to go with it.
It's like, whoa, you were cutting edge, you know. Then of course, like everything in this country gets overblown.
They're making ew. They're making ew.
Come on. Yeah, so that was kind of weird makeup sex that I had with her. She was a pretty woman too, but she was punching me repeatedly, and I mean like flailing
in the
punches.
face?
In like the torso.
That's fucking sick, dude.
And was just like, and it went on for like, it literally was like, I was kind of getting out of bed, like, this is fucking weird, you know?
Kelly. That's perfect. Perfect.
Look at that hair.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I feel like this was a big wacky suit jacket on women era.
Oh yeah. That was a look.
Your Paula Poundstone look.
That was a look.
Isn't this an incredible coincidence?
That's incredible.
Oh, they dated, right? Yeah,
he's been trying to get over her the whole movie.
Yeah.
This is the girl. She's a performance artist, and they were walking down the street. They were walking down the street, and he saw an advertisement for her show.
He was kicking it,
and he
right?
says a funny line. He goes, she knew I'd be here, and she put this here deliberately.
The whole, I've thought that same thing. The whole, the performance artists of the 80s, when you see the awful play Rent, it is that to me, that's what like the spoken word was of the late 90s. The whole like, and then I was walking down the street, like that, like emphasizing a lame word long. Performance, like, man, I'm going to be in your face and loud. It's all performance artist was back then was just being blunt and loud.
And if people can't handle it, we'll go to Santa Fe.
Man, oh God, because that's where artists go, Keith. Rent is such
Santa Fe
crap.
probably does rule though.
Oh, I've been there. I've been to Santa Fe. It's not a cheap place to live.
No,
it is an expensive. It's East Coast and West Coast money is gone.
To run that air conditioning, come on.
You know, but that whole air,
that air conditioning. Oh, look, it's a George Harrison concert now.
But yeah,
this is Indian food. I want to go to an Indian food place like this. This is an ethnic restaurant here.
Jack?
I had it.
Hi.
Is that a woman he's like fooling around with, or?
I can't believe you don't remember my name.
Yeah, this is what you find out, that he's a player. He's constantly banging these girls, and this is where kind of the misogyny angle, even though this is written by a woman, his problem is that every woman he fucks around with falls in love with him.
Wow.
You said you'd be
God,
gone all week.
I'd hate to have that dilemma in my life.
Also,
the opposite happens with me.
A good job.
They come to their senses and say, abort mission. Go away.
What this movie does a good job of, too, is it links the characters to where, like, Paul Rudd and Courtney Love, when they're in a diner, Courtney Love tells Paul Rudd that, like, oh, yeah, your girlfriend slept with Jack. And he's like, Jack? And it's this, and then you find out in a little bit that he's Jack.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, this dude they've been complaining about the whole movie, you find out it's him.
It's revealed that way?
Yeah. And then, like you just find out that all these characters are kind of related in a way.
Yeah. So there's a loose net link. That's why it's an interesting and compelling script, right? You know,
she ate a hot pepper, so she's down for the count. She's crying.
So all these bad things kind of happen.
Oh, it's the worst date on earth.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then, like, they end up having a good date, but she ends up dumping him because, like, we could even fucking flip around and go to it maybe if I could find it.
It's okay.
So they're like about to be like, I'm just gonna fucking take you home, and then
they're still talking about him.
She says, like, Jack, I love you. I think I love you.
Can I hear that dialogue again when she meets Jay Moore's character? I just want to. Can you go back to that? It's like 2-3 minutes.
When she meets him,
not when Kate Hudson meets him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When the woman that he had sex with and he doesn't remember her name meets him.
All right.
Maybe more specific. Sorry.
Here we go.
Okay, here we go. I just want to see this
Jack?
exchange.
Hi.
Cheryl.
Cheryl. Right.
I can't believe you don't remember my name.
What are you talking
You ever
about?
forgotten a woman's name?
Cheryl.
Of course.
I just said Cheryl. Right.
I just forget people's names. I'm not good with names.
You said you were going out of town for New Year's Eve.
Really? I said that? That's funny. I don't remember saying that.
You said you'd be gone all week.
Oh, I did say that. You know,
So he's
you know what
caught
happened
in his
is my
lie.
ski trip.
Be like, I am gone, baby. I'm on acid. I'm on lewds, honey.
To LA to audition for a sitcom.
Big lewd time.
Can't believe I was stupid enough to care about you, Jack.
Look, Cheryl.
Just do me a favor. Don't call me again. Okay?
Jerk. Good to see you too, Cheryl.
Now every woman in the restaurant despises him
Because they know what
they've
he
all
is.
seen it.
They've all seen that. But then we'll still vote for Trump. That's what we'll do, even though he represents everything that is awful about men.
At this point, they're voting for Reagan.
Yeah, God.
For Ronnie.
Hey, did you see
Reagan?
She's in the bathroom crying because she ate a hot chili.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
This is a star-studded cast.
Oh, it
man.
is. It's a good movie. I like. This is my dream. This is a plotless plot movie. Like, it's all about the journey to something. Like, it's not, the plot is very simple. They're on their way to a New Year's party, and the movie is the obstacles
that they encounter
along the way.
Exactly.
Very simple. Friday, another one of my favorite movies. Two black guys sitting on a porch.
And just shit happens to them.
And their neighbors are coming up to them the whole movie.
Exactly. I have my read today. I'm still decompressing from that. Had the table read, Keith. So
I had an idea for this fucking thing where I would be the main guy, but I don't say anything the whole thing. It would be a short where it's just me going up, like getting to public transit stops, like train stops and bus stops. And the whole thing is just someone talking to me. Whether it's a business person complaining about something or me listening to a phone conversation or a homeless person, like 15 minutes of just, because you know how when you're waiting at a train and you like don't want to talk, like someone's talking at you and you're trying to ignore them. Like, I like the challenge of being able to do that, like 15 minutes of just someone talking to somebody. And the main character is the one that's not saying anything the whole time. He's just reacting. And then the second that train comes, fade to black. It's over.
Have you ever seen Slacker? Richard
Linklater's Richard Linklater movie, doesn't it? It's like about a cab driver, right?
It is. Well, That to me, like, that was a Gen X movie.
Oh,
man.
Kevin Smith said
was,
that's his. He got inspired to make Clerks when he saw Slacker.
Absolutely. And I mean, I saw it 3 times in the theater in college because I felt like it just captured my.
For people who don't know, the guy who made Slacker made Dazed and Confused.
Exactly. But successful director.
And then Woodstock later on in the 2000s.
And then did he also do like Scanner Darkly? I think he did. He's done a lot of different, but one of his early successes,
Waking Life.
Yeah, and then he did Slacker, and it was filmed in Austin, so it's about a college town. And essentially, the camera, you're the character, and you just essentially eavesdrop on all these conversations that go on.
So these broads have met up with Affleck at some point, who still has the responsibility of keeping Courtney Love's bullshit lipstick number, which is a bad move on her part. She knows that's going to smear.
Yep.
Affleck, she knows the game she's playing. I think he's changed fucking shirts.
He's thin there. He's
young. He's young. Yeah, this is before he started hitting that bottle hard.
Yeah. I think he hit the sauce. I think he likes the sauce.
I think the divorce from that Jennifer Gardner girl really broke his heart.
Really?
Yeah.
He was married to her for a while, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
They have children.
That's rough.
They've got children.
Ugh, I don't want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would never want to put my kids.
Look, he's got the one little earring. My dad had a little diamond earring. The one little diamond tiny earring.
Absolutely.
There was this little kid in my 2nd grade class named Austin who had like a hoop earring in one ear.
Yeah.
I thought he was the coolest. He had a girlfriend, and I was for sure it was because he had an earring.
That was his angle. Yeah, having it in the left ear was like, if you put it in the right ear back then, you were gay.
Yep.
You were deemed gay.
Because Elton John had it in his
right ear, but in the left ear was like you were heterosexual. That was a big thing.
But I'm telling you, dude, Elton John pounds everything.
Hello, Larry.
Yeah.
He was Elton John. He was the butt of jokes because he was like AC/DC, man. I mean, this is a
hey, at one time in the 70s, he was the butt of a lot of guys. You know what I'm saying?
There you go, buddy. Hey.
Bada boom.
There you go.
So these two broads have met up with Casey Affleck. They snuck into a rock club. Like, these two were like, it looked like they were stalking him. But then you find out that Casey Affleck is like this huge pussy.
Yeah.
He's just like a punk kid.
Yeah.
And Gabby Hoffman's still upset because she's not.
What else has Gabby Hoffman been in?
Now and Then.
Was there some TV? Is that a TV show? Or something?
That's a movie about little girls in the 60s. Like, it's Demi Moore, Rosie O'Donnell, and then they play the adult version, and then they tell the story of their childhood.
Yes.
She plays young Demi Moore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's in a bunch of shit too.
By the way, this is a very. It didn't. I went to bars.
This hypes me up, dude.
I'm old enough to look at.
I fucking love punk bars. Dude.
Yeah, this reminds me of when I would go to bars. When I first started going to bars, this is a bit too contrived.
So check this out. This is her transition. So she's like about to blow her top, and then watch the music change her. So she's walking through the pit. This is not rocking music, by the way. So she starts feeling the groove, dude. She starts feeling the violence of the pit.
And she gets into it.
She gets into it, dude.
Yeah, this is not truly bad punk. She's transitioning. You can see it. She knows, man. She just knows. She's letting go finally.
Yeah. There she goes.
The punk scene was... I remember going in the pit. I quit going in the pit at 25.
19, I was done, dude.
I was done by my... I said, I didn't go...
I've been elbowed. I've been punched.
Yeah,
I've been kicked by fucking crowd. I can't do it anymore. At some point, you want to watch the concert.
Exactly. I'll say this much. The roughest pit I ever went in my entire life, this is a good one. It was not the Circle Jerks. It was... What the fuck? The Butthole Surfers. I went to a Butthole Surfers concert when I was 20 years old, and it was an outdoor concert, and I got into the pit, and I look up, and there's a guy, he's on like a tractor trailer, and he jumped off the end of the tractor trailer and just kicked this guy, and it was like a 15-foot jump. Like, it was a substantial jump, and he just kicked this guy right in the face as he was landing. You know, it was like right next to me.
The hardest pit
violent.
I was ever in was at this small little place. It was at a band called Coal Chamber. Coal Chamber was like a new metal fucking like...
Okay. Yeah, you're of that weird generation. Yeah. Exactly.
So there was this place in Chicago Heights, Illinois. I forget what it was called, but it was basically in a strip mall.
It was called the Fireside Bowl.
It was next... I love the Fireside
Do you know I never saw a concert there?
I saw Coheed and Cambria at the Fireside Bowl before they were famous. They're my generation's Rush. If you don't know Coheed and Cambria, they sound exactly like Rush.
Yeah, they're tight.
Experimental, tight. Fucking here's how you know how tight they are. The lead singer, Claudio Sanchez, has this big afro. He was fucking hammered, dude. Like, he was introing songs by, like, he would be like, this next song likes basketball. And then they would, like, they would just get into this intricate, tight fucking song.
Yeah.
It was a long show. So for people who don't know, the Fireside Bowl is a bowling alley.
Yep.
In the west, on the, like, in Logan Square.
Yeah,
in
it's
Chicago.
Armitage, I think, isn't it?
And it's on
Armitage or
Fullerton. It's on Fullerton, just off fucking Milwaukee.
God, I'm getting rusty on my Chicago
geography. So they would have concerts in the bowling alley. They would basically put up a plywood barrier right where the lanes start, and then in the little strip of, like, you know, when you walk into a bowling alley and you have the carpeted area, and then
which was a rough carpet.
And then
I bowled there a couple
and
times.
then you step on the floor, and it's like where the bowling ball racks are, and those seats, those little round seats where you would sit.
Yes.
And then once the wood for the bowling alley started, they would put up the barrier. So you had everything before that to sit. It was tight. It was claustrophobic. Maybe 150 people should fit in there. They would put about 400 in there.
Yeah, the place was packed. I know that. I never went to a show there.
What made that place famous for me is one of my favorite bands is Alkaline Trio.
Oh, yeah.
And every year on Halloween, Alkaline Trio would do an unannounced Halloween show at the Fireside Bowl where they would do Misfit covers all night. And you had to just know about it. They didn't advertise it.
Well, I mean, you know about it now. You're saying the date of it. You know, so how much of a mystery was it?
Well, because you just had to be a fan of the band, and once you did, you know, like, oh, they play a Halloween show.
Yeah.
But you couldn't, like, I'll wait for tickets to go on sale, like, because you had to just go to the bowl and buy tickets.
Yeah, exactly. Never. But you said you were in the pit, the most violent
I
pit.
went. Okay, so Cold Chamber, but this is a early because this wasn't a pit. This was like claustrophobic. So it was Fireside Bowl.
Yeah.
And fucking there were like 400 people. This fucking guitar guy played for like 3 hours. So that wasn't a pit, but it was like tight. I almost passed out. But the Cold Chamber was fucking at this little strip mall next to an Ace Hardware. Chicago Heights decided to open up a rock club for the fucking hillbilly teenagers.
I'm sure they were just like, shit, we got to do something,
and
man.
they got Cold Chamber for some reason. And I remember people like getting into fist fights. It was like, that was kind of the moment for me where I was like, I don't think I can hang with this.
Yeah.
Also at that place, my dad's friend was there one time, and someone put a gun to the back of his head and pulled the trigger, but it misfired.
Jesus Christ.
Like, I remember him calmly telling me that, and I'm being like, wait, so it, like, he was like, oh no, it could have killed him.
Yeah, like it's like authentically a violent place.
Yeah.
I remember I went to a concert with Hole. It was like a Dinosaur Jr. Bad Religion.
Yeah.
It was it's a pretty good bill, and it was at the UIC Pavilion, and a big place, larger venue. And I remember I went there with a woman, and I was like, I'm not going into that. I'm 24, 25 years old now. I can't go in there. I can't. And that's what that was the very beginnings of me not feeling like a teenager.
This is their dates crumbled.
Cheryl.
And then I'll go to the end and we can wind it down.
But you're in love with the Cheryl person?
Yeah, man. I'm starting to sweat a bit too much of it with the
earphones.
I live in these headphones. I'm used to it.
Yep.
Let's just forget everything and
I've never understood Jay Moore's career. It doesn't.
Here's what he's really good at off the cuff stuff. So I can actually show you the reel when we're done. There's this famous set of she falls in shit. There's this famous set of outtakes where there's a scene in Jerry Maguire where he answers the phone and he has to like reply to the things Jerry's saying.
Yeah.
And there's this famous clip where they told him like just answer the phone and riff a couple lines. And there's a 5-minute clip of him just picking up this phone and firing these fucking riffs off. Like,
yeah,
it made his career. Like he said, he talks about it all the time. He says like, it was just that one moment where I harnessed 15 years of doing crowd work at comedy clubs.
Wow.
And I knew that like Cameron Crowe just asked me to improv for him. Like, and it's a famous thing. He just like,
interesting.
Everything it like made the character.
Yeah.
So I guess Cameron Crowe told everybody like Jay Moore's the fucking best because he was in Picture Perfect with fucking Jennifer Aniston. Jay Moore was like a little bit of a leading man.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. He had a bit of a career.
And it was because like he's very like he'll add to it. Like he fucking riffs lines. He fucking knows what the character is.
So he's been
like.
able to integrate stand-up into his acting experience very
but
much
he's
so.
also kind of a pompous asshole. Not so much anymore, but the big thing on Jay Moore was that, like, you ever meet those people that are really good at what they do and they know it? So they can kind of push people around a little bit.
Yeah.
Jay Moore used to be that guy.
Yeah, well, you know. It's that such a weird thing with humanity. The need to feel superior to another human being just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I know I come off, can be kind of gruff sometimes or whatever, or have my strong opinions, but you know, I just don't. I don't know.
So this is post-party. She's realizing what a great party it was.
I haven't had that in a long. I thought about that today when I watched the end of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, when everyone got loaded at the mental institution at the end. You know, one of the final scenes.
That's great.
I haven't had that in so long, Keith, where I woke up at someone's house. I used to have that. Happened a lot.
I missed it.
This is so cool. Oh, and I called my parents, and they want you to come over.
So he ends up with her,
and she's in love with him.
Because I told them I slept on the sofa, so you won't get in trouble for anything.
Trouble? How old are you exactly? You know, because you looked a lot older last night.
Oh, will you relax? I'm not telling no one.
Ooh, there we go.
Just
he broke
raped
the
a
law.
woman. Jay Moore just raped a lady.
God.
You know, there's a reason why I don't mind lying to my parents. You want to know what it is?
I bet I know.
I bet you don't. I love you.
Yeah.
That never happens to me.
This is a good thing to wind down because Paul Rudd reveals why the movie's called 200 Cigarettes. After this, she buys him a carton of cigarettes, number one for the birthday, and there's 200 cigarettes in the carton.
Yep.
But so Courtney Love and Paul Rudd get together at the end of the movie. The whole movie's building to that.
It's the Lower East Side, and we are artists.
This is the bad artist who finally fucked a girl, and it sounds like she's coming.
It's rip-off art of Georgia O'Keeffe.
Yeah. So that's fucking Martha Plimpton's friend. She's banged him. And he's still bad. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was great.
Bad in the sack. Maybe I'm bad in the sack.
All right, here we go.
I'm out of fuck shape. I know that much.
Oh, no. So she fucks Dave Chappelle.
Hello? Hey, so are you totally
Who is that
hungover?
again?
I don't know who she
Still
is.
drunk.
I could look after.
That was a very, like, you know, New York art. That whole like that like lampshade, it's very New York.
Oh yeah, where it looks like you live in the fucking costume area of a play.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's like that's what
I have
did.
fucking little Steven Tyler
You
fucking
know, there's this new artist
everywhere.
called Madonna that's making all the gay clubs hot. You know?
Trying to find the Paul Rudd. So they fall in love.
And Casey Affleck and Kate Hudson.
All right, here we go. This will close it off. This is the end of 200 Cigarettes. Seek this movie out. It's a fantastic movie.
Sure.
If I would have planned it
Plus,
better.
they got to live in New York and film this for like 3 months. You know,
they really all
Did you know that
artists.
cigarettes are a shield against meaningful interaction with other people?
Playing some Brian Ferry.
It's
Brian
true.
Ferry was
I
very
read it.
early 80s. Slave to love.
People protect themselves emotionally by relating to their cigarettes instead of each other.
I just don't like
So it struck me last night watching all those people standing around with their cigarettes. Why is everyone so afraid? Why are people so scared of each other?
Like us?
We've never been anything but totally honest with each other. Them.
They really made Courtney Love not look like a crack whore. She looked like a crack whore for a lot of the
Yeah, well, in whatchamacallit, she was a drug addict in fucking the Mildest Form and the People versus Larry Flint.
And then we go to the end because Dave Chappelle, through picture, shows you what happened at the party. This is actually great. All right. I've accepted that we're going to get music fucking
So it struck me last night watching all those people standing around with their cigarettes. Why is everyone so afraid? Why are people
Courtney
so scared
Love's
of each
insane.
Where in the hell is Ron Cacamano? The New Year's Eve party.
Here we
After
go.
I put the cab up, I got pictures. Look here. Now, these two girls in this picture, I couldn't understand a damn thing they said. And where in the hell is Ron Cacamano? Now, this guy here, he's a famous necrophiliac with an album. He kept dragging a dead girl around the party. It was real weird. Look at his eyes, man. He crazy. Look at her. Dead. This dude right here I call Vagina Puppet Man, because he kept making vagina puppets with his hands. But he's a real talented fella. I mean, I see big things in his future, because there's a market for vaginas. This girl right here keeps feeding people little weenies, but I think she want a weenie herself, if you know what I'm saying. Now this little girl here, I picked her up earlier that night too. It's a small city, ain't it? That must be the guy she was telling me she was so nervous about being with. Just when he started making a little headway, wouldn't you know, one of the ugliest bitches I've ever seen in my life rolled up.
You transphobe.
I'm not one to call women ugly, but I think this woman was because she had a penis. Oh, this Dutch boy with.
Don't you make a joke about.
I ain't gonna call her young, but I'm gonna tell you this. I bet you she write a couple love letters and crayons here and there. There I go. I'm having fun right here. I was having fun. And here go my man right here. Remember him? This guy
those
would
pictures.
That was the
that was the camera phone of its
Polaroid?
era. Yeah, that was the camera phone of its era. I remember thinking that was cutting edge technology. You could see the picture appear in front of you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Thank God it broke a live one home.
Yeah, Jeanine Garofalo fucks Elvis Costello.
This guy is hungry for love or something. And then who walks over for my little girl, Pretty in Pink? And it looks like it found what it wanted.
Pretty in Pink was
her
a
nose
movie
started
from
bleeding.
1986 and 87, not 81. But that's
Oh wow, that's something that's great. That's a fucking weird little thing that I never noticed.
Yeah, the guy in the middle,
but they
that's the guy
want to
from
make
Happy
it in the
Days.
80s
I met him.
context, so they
Got
just
his
put that out
autograph
there.
and everything.
I mean, ultimately, a nerd like me cares and no one else cares.
Well, maybe he's telling the story in '87.
No, he's not. He's telling it the
These
next
pictures
day.
here I'm keeping forever. They make me happy because they remind me, if you relax, you can have a good time, baby, even if you smell like dog shit.
What a way to end the show.
In the end, everybody got what they
With Black Wisdoms being told by Dave Chappelle's
Davey
voice.
Chappelle.
A little booty.
Transphobe Dave Chappelle. Famous transphobe Dave Chappelle.
He calls the LGBTQ, what does he call them, the alphabet people? That's what he was saying?
The B's and the T's, yeah. The T's and the G's.
I don't think that went over too well with certain people.
So, well, that was the show, ladies and gentlemen.
I tell you what, good one. We had a good one.
It was a
going,
good one.
You know,
you can follow.
Sweating in my ears.
Hit the social medias. We're on Twitter. He's Insecure Comic on Twitter. I am Keith Pazel everywhere, as I am the only Keith Pazel on Earth. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Subscribe on Spotify, Apple, and Google. We'll see you next week.
Absolutely. A lot of fun.
Everybody.
Bye.